We back. Man, we back. We back for another edition of Around the Shield, man. A dynamic duo is back, man. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I know y'all been wondering, like, all right, hey, what 50-50 was supposed to happen this Tuesday, but we'll be back. We'll be back to the regular scheduled programming next week on Tuesday. Definitely tune in for 50-50 show. But obviously, we're here for Around the Shield, and we're going to talk about the Raiders, the one and only, and other stuff that's going on around the league. I know you guys probably got done watching that Thursday night football game. That was pretty good game for a Thursday night football game between the Rams and Seattle. Rams and Seahawks, and I think the Rams went ahead and actually the Seahawks.
Yeah,
I thought the Rams won it with that Nakua touchdown, but then they had a chance to with the new rules last few years.
Yeah,
Seahawks had a chance to come back and score, and they went for 2, which I guess that's a thing now.
Yeah,
if they're not gonna leave it to chance if give the ball back to the other team and give them a chance to just
go down and score.
Man, I respect it. I respect that call, and they went for the win. The team responded. They got a game-winning touchdown by a supporting cast player. I mean, and a tight end. Yeah. And we were talking about that before we went live too. Like, we've been seeing these tight ends, they'll block, and then they'll act like they'll block, and then they'll release and they'll get open. I think we've seen that with Michael Mayer this year. I think he got a touchdown like that, I believe.
Yep.
And I'm just noticing, like, I like that. That's a nice little play. I mean, I'm sure the defense is going to be ready for that if you do it enough times, but it's just a nice little sneaky play. I like it.
No, facts. Like I said, like when they do that, usually the defense, like, they're unaccounted for. So like it's an easy way to you get a cheap 4 or 5 yards consistently, until they catch on to it. So. It's that's one of the ways of the future, man. Those guys releasing late, I think we've done it before where we've had a guy release late and leak out, and hey, sometimes I think we had we had a big play to somebody one time. I can't remember who it was. But we had a big play to somebody doing that.
That release late? Yeah. Like, what do you mean, like a big play? Like, it was like it went for a lot of yards.
Went for a lot of yardage, yeah.
This year?
No, we ain't had no big plays this year. So this year. It likely wasn't this year. But
no, that's facts. That's facts, man. Salute to everybody pulling up, the night crew in the building, man. We see y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We got a lot to talk about. As usual, just been having a lot of conversations. I know we haven't, I know Severe's been doing his thing, but I haven't had a chance to chop it up with y'all and talk about the Raiders. And I've been thinking about the team, and I'm like thinking about, like, man, like the Jeanty, that's all. This has been an ongoing discussion the entire season. Was he the right pick at number 6? Obviously, you see the state of the team and the Raiders, and hindsight is 2020. Obviously, if you had to do it over again, should have the Raiders went with maybe offensive line instead, or maybe another position of bigger need, or a premium position. That's been an ongoing discussion the entire season. But been thinking about that, and how the Raiders, at the end of the day, they made their decision in getting a running back, and I think they need to see it through. They need to make sure that investment. They need to make sure they follow through on that investment and make sure it's successful at all costs. Because it doesn't make any sense. And the thing about the Raiders is they have a lot of decisions where you scratch your head and be like, who made this decision, and why did they not think about every scenario before making that decision? Like, I would assume, because these guys get paid to do what they do. I'm thinking, man, these are the experts. These guys are the best of the best. I'm thinking, you're thinking of every scenario possible before making a sound and proven smart decision.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, like things that we don't even think about, but we cover the team. We cover the team a lot, to the point where we talk about every scenario. But I'm just saying, I'm going to give guys who get paid millions or thousands, like whatever they get paid to do what they do. But the Raiders, for some reason, they make decisions that make you scratch your head. And it starts with, the Pete Carroll, hiring Pete Carroll as a head coach, which we questioned from day one. We questioned from day one why it didn't make any sense to hire the oldest coach in NFL history. Why are we trying to do something that no one has ever done for a reason? For a reason. Now obviously there's going to be other milestones that, it's not a big deal, but it's a big deal in that, like, like there's other milestones that, okay, what the reason why I'm using his age as a reason why the Raiders should have never hired him is because I'm thinking long term.
Exactly.
Thinking long term. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up, because you've heard me say this multiple times. I mean, if you watched the 50-50 show, Around the Shield, myself, Severe, we've literally talked about this a lot, different times, to the point where we just left it alone until we have to circle back again when we start seeing how bad the Raiders are and how, a lot of the issues you probably can point to the Raiders. You probably can point back to Pete Carroll and how he's coached the team and handled the team.
Exactly.
Funny that now we see the national media coming out and saying the same thing that we've been telling y'all. Because they start looking into why the Raiders suck and why they're not. They're looking around and like, what is going on here? Oh, you mean to tell me? Oh yeah, that Pete Carroll that they hired. Oh, he's getting old. Oh, okay. Oh, they're national media's talking about how he's hiring his sons on the coaching staff. How that can be a conflict of interest. You got insiders. I should have sent you the thing, but I retweeted it. And I think, actually included you on the tweet, actually.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I saw it. I think it was Bill Barnwell or something like that. No, it was Schultz.
Yeah, Jordan Schultz. And he kind of like said some of the things that we've mentioned about how, look, Pete Carroll's not going to be around for a rebuild. He doesn't want to rebuild. And there's a clash that's happening between him and Spytech, a difference in, how they want to build this team. And someone could say, well, Pete Carroll does have a lot of experience in building a football team, but the problem is he wants to win now. That's the problem. He wants to win now when the Raiders are not set up for that. So when you're trying to win now and the Raiders are not set up, you're just going to go in a circle and you're going to keep going in a circle and you're not going to be winning a lot of football games. Salute to everybody pulling up. I see y'all, man. Let's see here, man. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Shaq Bauer says, dang, just waiting for the train to get back home after the Seahawks game. Electric atmosphere at the game. I'm jealous. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. Hopefully we'll see that with the Raiders, man.
Salute to the night crew, man. We see you in here, Junior Jimenez, Hank Schrader, Franklin Skinner. Salute.
Hank, anyone that's watching this show, yeah, facts, knows we've been discussing this since the end of September. Well, Hank, to keep it real with y'all, maybe that was your first time watching this, but we've talked about this when just all you got to do is just go to when Pete Carroll was hired or when he was before he got
before that. Remember, I talked so bad about the possibility that I got challenged to a debate. I talked so bad about Pete Carroll before we hired him that somebody was like, I'm not going to stand for this. And they wanted to debate me about it. But this was before he was hired, before the hire, when he was just a name in possibility. And they're like, nah, bro, I ain't going to stand for you disrespecting a Hall of Fame coach like that. And look, they made their points and I made mine. And mine have stood the test of time. Unlike Pete Carroll.
Yeah, man. I wish that I could say Severe is wrong, but he ain't wrong, man. At the end of the day, like I said, when we talked about it, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because I'm seeing that literally the national media is talking about, about every talking point that you can think of, like literally we talked about.
Yeah.
So I got to bring this up, man. I got to bring this up. I got to point this out because, at the end of the day, like, who else is going to do it? Who else going to do it? People going to stay quiet and act like we didn't talk about it. So we got to mention it. We got to talk about it. But yeah, another thing that I wanted to talk about too was some of the quarterbacks. Been paying attention to college football. Yeah. Obviously, everybody's waiting for the college football playoffs and all that good stuff. Can't wait for that. It's going to be some good football. But some of these quarterbacks that are going to be transferring, we got guys that I like, that I was high on. Brandon Sorsby, he's looks like he's going to go back to school and he's going to be entering the transfer portal. So that's one less quarterback for the draft. And then today, this might have been today or, I just found out Maeva, he's going to come
yesterday. Back. It was yesterday.
It was yesterday? Okay.
He re-signed.
He re-signed, which is crazy to just think about in college football, man. To sign of the times for sure. Yeah. But he's coming back to USC. That's one less quarterback in the draft. And then Dante Moore, we don't know. I mean, you can make an argument like this is a great opportunity where you can go top 5.
Yeah.
Next year might be a more competitive, quarterback class, even though like you can also say, well, another year of experience under his belt would really be good for his development, which could also make him ready to be successful in the NFL. It's a lot of different things that you can probably say where Dante Moore should be leaning towards. But man, if he doesn't come out, then like my title or thumbnail says, man, it's a number 1 or nothing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like if the Raiders don't get that number 1 pick, like what are the options at quarterback? Because now you got to think about the quarterbacks that are left and how they might be overdrafted.
Exactly.
And I don't want to overdraft a quarterback. Please, I do not want to be a part of. I want to be a part of adding talent, premium talent to this roster. Even though I've talked about like trading down and getting more picks, but if there's not a lot of quarterbacks coming out, it's kind of like, it kind of to a certain extent it kind of hurts you a little bit to trade down.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
Yeah, it definitely hurts. It definitely hurts you. I mean, but it could be a blessing in disguise where, if we don't get the number 1 overall pick, then we might not draft a quarterback. Mm-hmm. We might be forced into a best player available situation. We might be forced into, and we talked about it, recently. I think we talked about it at the time it happened, but like the Cleveland Browns draft, right, where they traded back, and then they got a Mason Graham. At 4? A Mason Graham at 4, and then they got the defensive rookie of the year, top of the second round, and then they got the second best rookie running back or third, depending on where you want to put him in Scatterbull. We know who's the number 1 best rookie running back. We know who's number 1. Ain't a question no more. People want to question it. They was asking questions for a while. And another one on the board for Severe. Another one and another one and another one. But that draft is great. And then they got Dylan Sampson later on, and they got 2 quarterbacks. So they got 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks and 2 defensive players that are possibly going to be frontline defensive players. So like, man, that's an excellent draft. And Harold Fannin.
That's why I'm a fan of the BPA if done correctly. We'll also point that out. If it's done correctly, that's why I'm a fan of trading down and go BPA. Because if we trade down and go BPA and we're going to be somewhere in the top 10, I wouldn't mind Caleb Downs. I wouldn't mind him because Caleb Downs he's in that situation where he's a safety. You know what I mean? Like, you usually don't draft safeties that high, but he's special enough. You know what I mean? He's probably, you could argue, like probably one of the only blue chip prospects in the draft. But he just so happens to play safety. But what makes it more okay, you can go BPA and it makes sense for the Raiders. They can go BPA with him, and then the picks that they would accumulate from that trade down, they can go after some premium positions, but they would guys that would make sense at those spots. But that's a what if scenario. If the Raiders got the number 1 pick, Mendoza's on the board. Go ahead and take the quarterback, man. Salute to DJ, man. Appreciate you coming through, my guy, man. Appreciate you pulling up, man. But yeah, if the Raiders got the number 1 pick, they just go ahead and get Mendoza, man. It's really that simple. Because
I haven't seen. Have you heard anything about that? Sorsby at Texas Tech. I was thinking. Indiana. I think you mentioned something about Indiana.
Yeah, I've seen. There's a lot of rumors out right there. Sorsby's either Texas Tech. I seen Indiana. I haven't seen this, but I don't know. What would you think with him with Lane Kiffin and at LSU?
Oh, that would be nice. But
I haven't seen no connection or whatever. Or him. If Dante Moore comes out, then Oregon, or that
would be smooth. I will put him with Cignetti, bro. Cignetti's been doing this damn thing. Get him over there with Cignetti. Cignetti won. I think he's won Coach of the Year 2 years in a row. Yeah. I think he's the first person to ever do that. Like bro. If you want, go over there with Cignetti, bro. Go over with Cignetti.
But with Cignetti, I think he likes a certain type of quarterback. Like he likes those pocket passers, like those.
Yeah.
Because Sorsby, he's kind of like the dual threat.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Yeah.
He
might. But he has some potential as a pocket passer. It's just like, it would be interesting to see if he goes after
pure pocket pass.
But Mendoza's brother, if you've seen him play or come in and just see him, he's more of a running quarterback. He's more of a mobile quarterback. So he might not be against it, but it seemed like with Mendoza, he's kind of like more stylistically, he likes that quarterback possibly. But yeah, Cignetti, that'd be huge. You play with a great coach like that. He seems like he's the guy right now. He's the guy in college football right now. Like he has the aura of
exactly.
I am the great coach here. You know what I mean? Come play for me. It's funny too when he
Lane
got
to one too, though, like you said, the Lane is moved too though.
Lane, because didn't Lane coach Dart?
Lane had Dart and Lane just this last year. The dude he picked up from Division II, Chambliss.
Yeah,
Chambliss is cold too.
Yeah,
Chambliss is cold too.
Yeah, but I just don't. I haven't seen any I haven't seen nothing like that. I was just throwing it out there because what I heard, the rumors that I heard seen was that he was that it was like a few SEC teams that are interested in recruiting him in the transfer portal, but we'll see. There's him. There's a few other guys. I was surprised that Sellers didn't get into the transfer portals. Like I thought he was gonna come out and but he wants to stay in South Carolina. It's just like man, it's so risky because after this year and what happened, it's like you really want to stay. You really trust the situation. And some people are saying his brother, as a wide receiver, maybe he wants to play with his brother and all that type of stuff. It's just man.
That's why that, bro. You'll take care of your brother in the NFL.
Man, because it could have Sellers he could have been the number 1 quarterback. Probably could have been the number 1 quarterback.
Possibly. But bro, have your brother enter the transfer portal. They'll take your brother with you. Whatever school you go to, they will take your brother as well, bro. Like that's we'll package deal. If you want me to come there, when you're a hot commodity like that, bro, we let Pete Carroll hire 2 of his sons. You feel me? Like when you're sought after or you feel you got a team, they're kind of in a bind. They need a guy, a top tier guy, bro. You can dictate terms. Oh yeah, I'll come there. This is what I want in NIL, and I want my brother a spot on the team too. Man, okay. Hey, the athletic director, okay, cool. Where do we sign?
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is at that point. So if he wanted to leave, he could have left. I don't know what's keeping him there.
I think I seen him say that, that he put out I don't know if it was a clip of him talking about why he chose to stay with South Carolina. I think it was just more, he felt like he was more comfortable and he felt like it was a more safe decision to stay where what he was familiar with.
He's off my board already. You off my 2027 board talking that bullshit, bro. It's more bro. You got to be uncomfortable being comfortable. You got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Everything you want in life is outside of your comfort zone. Everything you want, you have to do something the first time and not be comfortable doing it and keep doing it until you are comfortable doing it. And if you're scared of change and scared of being uncomfortable, you're not an NFL player, dog. Go sit your ass down somewhere if that's your attitude.
God damn. But another reason why I think the impact of some of these quarterbacks not coming into the draft, like some guys are they're going back to school to transport or whatever, whatnot. It makes, obviously, I mentioned that Mendoza kind of like cements himself as the number one quarterback, and then there's everybody else, and like it's a big gap between him and everybody else. But there's that point of view, right? Like the Raiders need to get the number one pick, but also when the Raiders get the number one pick, they get priority, or they get the ability to get picked first in every round. So why is that important? You get the first pick in the second round. So you get the best, you get to pick the best players that fall out of that first round. Or you can trade up into the first. Now, like, teams will probably be willing to talk to you and maybe make a trade with you that makes sense for both parties, because now, like, all right, you don't have to give up too much, because now, like, when you're negotiating with a team that's, picking, they don't feel like, oh, okay, I'm just going down to the first pick in the second round. Like, they'll still get a player, they'll still get whatever on top of getting, maybe you give them an extra fourth or whatever, or whatever draft pick, a later round draft pick. What I'm saying is that it kind of gives the Raiders a little bit more maneuverability to trade from that first pick of each round, because now teams they're going to want to get up and get their player, or they can trade down, or the Raiders could trade up. It gives the Raiders more options. So the Raiders obviously have a better chance of getting their quarterback with that first pick, but then now, like in that second round, they can trade up and get whoever they feel like they want to get in that first round. Or you know how it is. There's always going to be like at least a handful of players where, like, oh my God, I can't believe that he's dropped out of the first round. The Raiders are going to have a great shot at getting one of those players. And one of the guys that can possibly drop, this is early. We're in December, and we're talking about what's going to happen in April. So just letting y'all know. But I'm hearing that Ruben Bain might be like, I'm hearing that he's getting like day 2 grades. A guy that, a lot of people thought that he would go in the first round. He still could probably be a top 10 pick. I'm just saying, the way the NFL is kind of looking at him, like he's not a traits guy. You know how the NFL's like, they're into traits, and especially at that position, pass rusher, he's a little undersized, got short arms and all that. And, he's not super, I want to say, like, explosive. He's like more of a power guy. And some people kind of like envision him going inside. So now people are kind of giving him like, day 2 grades, like, but it's early. I'm just saying it's early. Things can change, but I'm just giving you an example of a guy like, wow, like that was talked about being in a top 10 pick. If he drops all the way to second, I mean, do the Raiders look into that? I mean, look at the talent on his defense. You got to, right?
If he drops to second, bro, you got to jump in that like ASAP. If he drops to the second round and you have the availability to snag him there, especially if you don't go like, defensive player in the first round, you gotta grab that dude in the second round. I mean, you'd be foolish not to. But like as you said, man, right now it's kind of silly season. It's all kind of stuff being thrown out there. Teams are. This is the time to kind of put the feelers out. Like, I know you probably heard about the Geno thing, right? The Raiders are going to attempt to trade Geno Smith. Like, there's not a team in the league that's going to try to trade for Geno Smith, not with his contract. So, but this is the time to kind of put that stuff out there and kind of see, it's a sounding board. You throw it out there and you see what are we hearing? Okay, bam, okay, and then you kind of make your moves off of that. But I doubt if Ruben Bain falls to the second round. Stranger things have happened, right? We saw. Will Johnson and Ravel, they 2 guys I thought were first round worthy corners. They both went in the second round, and ain't nowhere in the world we're going to find a trade partner for Geno Smith.
Shout out to my guy LS. He says that I'll take Ruben Baines over Reese 10 out of 10 times. I'm not going to like I said, it's early, but Reese kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of scares me a little, just because, like, he didn't have a lot of production last year, but like you could probably say like they played him more at linebacker. I think this year they played him more at pass rusher more than they did in years past. But he had like
more
five,
years past,
yeah, like 5-6 sacks or whatever. But I think maybe it was a combination of him playing linebacker and pass rusher. Like they move him around. But Downs is clearly the best player on that defense. Him, I ain't gonna lie. When I was watching the Indiana game, and that was just one game. That's just one game out of like many games, I'm sure. But like, man, that Ohio State defense, the team is so talented. Like, you forgot that Reese was on the team.
Yeah. I mean, you see
I
teams
seen
like
Downs pop up. I seen Downs pop. Like, it was a few run plays where I'm like, when the running back went in his vicinity, it was like a wall. Like he went down, and he went down hard. Like, I know he popped up a little. I know that the pass rusher, obviously early on, Curry, he popped. Yeah, he was
hit the sack early on. Mendoza.
Yeah.
Reese popped in the Michigan game. I think it was the Michigan game. He was balling out. I didn't watch that whole game, but Chris is a big Michigan fan. He was like, man, Reese is looking good. So I mean, he's a traits guy. I mean, there's some production there too. That's
what you're betting on with him.
Yeah.
First of all, if you draft Reese, top 3, top 5, whatever, he's a pass rusher.
Oh, for sure.
That's it. You're not playing around. Like he's a pass rusher, and you're betting on his potential because he has like the traits you're looking for in a pass rusher. That's the risk with him. Is like, oh man, like he does have certain things like physical traits, but
Tyree is not even in the same stratosphere. They're not in a like how the distance between galaxies. That's the difference athletically between Arvell Reese and Tyree Wilson. Like, it's not even fucking like Arvell Reese legitimately would probably step into the league right now and be top 5% athlete. Tyree Wilson, we've seen Tyree Wilson. Like, he's not even close. Not even close. The Arvell Reese is closer in terms of like if you're looking at like prospects and traits guys, he's closer to Jalen Walker, but just more size. That's a more apt comparison. Like Tyree Wilson, that's not even close. Like Tyree Wilson, like Michael Williams' past draft is more like Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, and LS, I'm not saying draft like Caleb Downs like with I don't know, like with the first, second, third. Like I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying if they trade down into that, like, let's say they trade down with the Rams. There's a possible chance, and I'm not saying it. I'm hoping this doesn't happen. But let's say maybe Dante Moore comes out, right, or one of these quarterbacks. Maybe the Raiders like Moore better, or they like Mendoza better. And if they like one of the quarterbacks over the other, then that means there's a chance they're probably willing to trade down with another team if they don't get their quarterback. And if they don't get their quarterback, they trade down, let's say somewhere in the top 10, maybe like at 7, 8, 9. That range, if you give me another first round pick, another second round pick, whatever additional picks that come with that, then when we're in that 7, 8, 9 range, I don't want to play around and reach for a player and take a Tyree Wilson. No, give me Caleb Downs. I have no problem taking Caleb Downs. And then that other first round pick, we can get a big position of need, whether it's offensive line, whether that's wide receiver, whether that's defensive line. Like, you guys get where I'm going with this. I just don't want to play around, especially in that area where, like I don't want to draft like a Falk, like it was that he's more like a Tyree 2.0.
Oh, with Auburn?
Yeah, bro. Like, probably not as bad as Tyree, not as bad, like, as far as like you're reaching. Because I know when Tyree came out, you were like tough on his like his get off.
His get off, he had no bend, he had no pass rush moves. His all three. Like Tyree, you're betting on his strength and you were betting on like his length, his arm length, and you were betting on his ability to like learn some pass rush moves to go along with his bull rush, which till this day he still hasn't learned. All Tyree wasn't had was a bull rush.
Yeah. Hey, Franklin, I wouldn't be mad about that. I just don't want to. I wouldn't be mad. Would you take Fano at 7, like that 7 to 10 range? Would you take?
We trade back. Oh, I'm cool with that.
Like if they trade back, would you be cool with Spencer Fano?
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
But some people think he's gonna be a guard.
That's the talking all the time. Unless you got like 78-inch arms, like he might have to move to guard. They said the same thing about Will Campbell. They said the same thing about who else? They said it about Fuaga. They said it about Calvin Banks. Like that's unless you got like the craziest, longest arms in the history of the NFL Combine, he might have to do the guard. He might, and that's just like them hedging their bets. Where it's like if a guy doesn't, they have a guy rated highly. They're like, well, I said all along. I thought the spot for him in the NFL was a guard, and that's just them hedging their bets. Well, it's nonsense. They say that only person they didn't say that about was dude with the Chargers. That's the only person they didn't say that about. And Mimbu. Those are the only two people and they might have said it about Mimbu. I'm not sure. But what's my guy for the Chargers? Damn, from Notre Dame.
The left tackle.
Yeah, that's the only person they didn't say.
Joe
Alt. Yeah, Joe Alt is the only person they didn't say might have to move to guard. Every other tackle that came out early, they usually say, "Oh, he might be better at guard," and that's just them hedging their bets.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's good. I'm not mad at going offensive line. I mean, I do like Caleb Downs, but and I'm thinking about the defense too. I'm not gonna lie, like we need to add some talent to that defense. Come on, man, we can't play around. I know in the Raiders situation, they need talent everywhere. And at the end of the day, like the Raiders got to determine like if they were to trade down, in a scenario that happens, they have to evaluate who the best player is at that spot, knowing that they can circle back later in the first round because they got another first round pick. So they're just gonna have to figure that out. So
but see, one thing we talked about, and like you brought it up, and I've brought it up in the past, ever since since we made the pick, and it has not worked out, is that the Raiders have to go all in on making Ashton Jeanty a productive NFL player. Like you invested a high pick in that guy. You have to do everything in your power to ensure that you put him in the best possible circumstances to produce. Because if you don't, that is going to be an all-time failure of a draft pick. It's going to go down as, with all the guys you had to put, the potential combinations, just not even the guys you could have got in the first round, just the combinations of picks you could have had between him and the second round. If you didn't pick a running back early and just decided to take one late, that threw off your entire draft. So that one pick changed your draft strategy the entire rest of the draft, because we didn't take another back and we wanted to double up. So the fact that they took him early and now he's not, now he's not producing like we thought he would. And we hear the thing that came out. We saw the post about the Geno Smith, quote unquote, told him to lower his expectations, which is not what he said at all.
Shout out to my guy Digital Prez, man. Raider Resistance. Yeah, it was a little clickbaitish. But if you watch the video, the message was sound.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a bad advice. He was just saying pretty much don't care what people think. Don't live by the standards of others. Don't live by the approval of others. If you're going about it that way, you're doing something wrong at the end of the day. Because Jeanty should already have his own standards, his own goals, his vision. Everything should be coming from him from that standpoint. If he's looking at, what other people think he's looking on the outside for approval, then he's always gonna be chasing something that he's never gonna get. So I think And a guy like Geno, I know a lot of people were kind of like, you know, kind of shitting on him a little bit because obviously he's not having the greatest season, and I'm literally downplaying it. He's having a terrible season with the Raiders.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he is successful. He's a successful NFL player. But if we're being real, we want to be real. Like he's successful. He is successful. He's been in the league for more than 10 years. The average career for an NFL player, what is 3 years, maybe less?
I think it's less. But yeah.
And he's getting paid millions of dollars. Like he's getting paid millions and millions of dollars to play football and to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So like he's definitely successful at what he does. But at the end of the day, like we're judging him off a standard compared to like, you know, what a good quarterback would do in the NFL. So that's like, and I think people kind of lose that a little bit when they are not happy with the team's success. They're not happy with the, you know, what the quarterback is doing. And sometimes they're so critical that even when they're actually saying something or doing something right, they're going to be critical of it because they're not happy with the overall result. So I just think that like sometimes that could be a problem, you know what I mean? That I see that fans sometimes do. And I'm like, come on, man. Like,
yeah,
at the end of the day, like we could be honest, but then don't lie just because you don't like something.
Exactly. It's the halo horns effect where it's like, you know, and I've said this happens with Jeanty. That's why at times I purposely shit on Jeanty just to piss people off. Not because I don't like him or I don't want him to succeed, just because since people want to go the opposite and say nothing he does is wrong, I was like, all right, bro, I'm gonna meet you where you at then, and I'm gonna criticize him for everything he does. If he don't tie his shoe right, I'm on your neck, bro. So you know, but that's how they are with Jeanty, right? Jeanty has the halo, so nothing Jeanty does is ever Jeanty's fault. It's everybody else around him. And then with Geno, he has the horns, where everything Geno says is the wrong thing. Everything he does is F Geno. Who you going to like, bro? He told the truth right there. In fact, he gave Jeanty some sound advice. Like, look, bro, don't live off other people's expectations. People had expectations of what you can't worry about what they wanted you to do. Only thing people you need to worry about are the people that are in this building. And they have to worry about those people because those are the people that control you. They control your money. They control your job, you know, essentially. So worry about them and then worry about your own expectations. Other than that, bro, you can't worry about the outside world. We got to hunker down right now. And, you know, so, and that was sound advice because Jeanty been playing like ass. I remember. Nah, but seriously though, man, like he's a young guy, man. So you don't want that guy, you know, and you can see it in his body language. You can see it in his some of his post-game pressers where beginning of the year, it's almost like not even a Rorschach test, but you know, like we do the time-lapse photography, and you see like you see beginning of the year, he's all smiles. It's just like going all day from there, bro. It's just downhill ever since. So, you know, like he not the same happy dude he was. And you don't want him to start internalizing some of the criticism and that start affecting his play. And then he start pressing and we start pressing that. And that's what's happening to Geno in a microcosm this year. He starts pressing and he's worried about everything. And, you know, and now he's not playing good. And we don't want that to happen to Jeanty because we paid a very valuable asset to acquire him.
Yeah, and the thing is, the what we're saying is we're not saying don't criticize or don't call something bad when it's bad. I mean, we're not saying that Geno, just if Geno's not playing well, we shouldn't call it out. What we're saying is call that out. But if something is right,
it's right.
Just say it's right and just move on. You know what I mean? If something's wrong, this is wrong. Move on.
Yeah.
Just be real. Like,
don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I noticed. I noticed that like we do.
It's a weird saying. I know it's a little crazy. I say
crazy, but I noticed that we do this a lot. Though we do this a lot where, like I said, when we don't like something, we overly criticize. We're literally criticizing everything, like way he ties his shoes, the way everything is going to be criticized. And then at the same time, when someone is doing something, let's say if they're just a little bit successful, they're killing it, they're overly like, oh my God, he could do nothing right. And it's just, come on, bro. Like, I don't know why everybody does too much. I guess, you know what it is? I guess what we're describing is what's the opposite? I don't know. I guess is it like when a homer of a fan, like
a stand?
Yeah, a stand, like when a stand, but when a stand is like just fed up. What does he become? What does he turn into when a stand just is just fed up and just tired of whatever is going on? But whatever he turns into, it's an extreme, like kind of what we're talking about, like just overly critical, like trying to criticize things that are not even close to being wrong. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. I think it's those homers where they feel like they're so disappointed that they don't even care anymore. Like, you know, I think that's
they become like they become disenfranchised, and and like but know what I noticed? I noticed that I saw this. I peeped this early on, and it was the game. I can't remember what game it was, but it was the game where Geno threw a pass to Jeanty, and then he dropped it, and it got intercepted. And I literally saw people after the game criticizing Geno for the throw. Like, oh my gosh, come on, bro. What do you do? What kind of throw was like, bro? This shit hit the motherfucker dead in his chest.
Right.
And they were criticizing Geno for the throw. And I was like, yeah, bro. They will go that far out of their way to not criticize Geno. Like that, and that was like when like unstoppable force meets an immovable object, because you got the person they love to hate in Geno and the person they can't say a bad word about in Jeanty, both collided on one play. So that was like just a perfect storm of idiocy. It's like, oh man, well, gosh, you should just see that throw. Oh, guess how is he gonna catch it, oh, brother? Shit hit him dead in his chest. Like he couldn't have walked the ball over and handed it to him better. But they just wanted to criticize Geno so much. And then Geno was in that streak of throwing interceptions too. So they really was on his head, like, yeah, another Geno interception. So it's like, like, but people get like that. Like I'm right now, I'm like that with Pete Carroll. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna hold you. And I can see Pete Carroll donate blood. I'm like, look at this old, he donate this old ass blood. He'll get somebody sick doing this shit. Like, get this old. Who gonna survive off this? This old that blood expired. Check the date on that blood. That shit say 2006.
Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But yeah, man, like, hey, we were talking about quarterbacks, how important it is to get that number one pick. As time goes on, we there's still a lot of dominoes to fall. We won't know who's gonna officially gonna be coming out with the quarterbacks until like probably after the quarterback playoffs. Like we'll see everything settle. Like we'll know where each quarterback is. But it just seems like the options are gonna be limited at quarterback, so the Raiders have to get that number one pick. If a Dante Moore comes out, I think that kind of gives the Raiders a little bit more wiggle room. Let's say if they don't get the number one pick, at least they have another option at quarterback, or they can possibly trade down. But it seems like it's either get that number one pick, or man, I'm not gonna lie, like it's gonna be a tough situation for the Raiders as far as who do you pick after Mendoza? Like it's tough because there's really no, like, as time goes on, the popular one was like Reese. And then it's like after that, it's like, I don't know, man. Like there's don't get me wrong. There's a lot of good pass rushers, got a lot of good D linemen, but I don't know if there's that elite. There's no Myles Garrett. There's no, Micah Parsons where you could be like, oh, it's Fisher. Alvaro Reese is supposed to be that, but
there's risk there. I like Alvaro Reese personally. But there is significant risk there because he hasn't put it all together. So you are betting on traits. And then if you look at it, Ohio State pass rushers. I mean, recently, you got Chase Young. Ain't worked out too well. So like you're looking at, you obviously they tell you not to draft the logo, right? You're not supposed to look at the school, take that into consideration. But sometimes you kind of got to look at that. So and like I said, there's significant risk there. Like he is a high risk, high reward player. You can get you can get Micah Parsons, or you can get, what's my guy's name? You can get kid got dude from Oregon, right? I forget his name. The pass rusher we passed up on. So like there's high bust potential there. So are we a regime that's willing to take that risk? I doubt it. So like our best bet, if we don't get a quarterback, go with the trenches. Try and you get killed two birds with one stone. You try to get better play out of your super mediocre 6th overall pick in Ashton Jeanty, and you kind of fortify the trenches for whatever quarterback you get. If it's a later round guy or a guy in the future.
Yeah. Well, in other news, did you hear about the deal that Jacoby Myers got? 3 years, $60 million, $40 million guaranteed by the Jaguars. What did you think of the deal, man? Like, did you feel like it was a great deal for the team, for the Jaguars? Was it something that you can envision would have thought the Raiders would have offered him? Did you think it was a fair deal?
I thought it was a fair deal. I think I said I wanted him to get 2 for $30. But I think they adding that additional year on the end of the contract. I think that's where they kind of stretched it out. And because I think if you had 2 for $30 extension, that would have put him at an average value of like $23.6 million a year. So I don't know what he's at right now. If you look at an extension, he's probably like 19-ish. I think if you look at it as an extension, so the additional 3 years. So, let's save about $4 million right there off of what I thought he would have gotten. So I think it's a good deal, man. He gets a little long-term security. Know that he's going to be with the team for an additional 3 years. So to finish this year plus 3 more years, he's getting $20 million a year, 40 guaranteed. So that's essentially a 2-year deal for $20 million a year. Like I think that's a solid deal for Jacoby. A little bit less than what like guys like Cortland Sutton are getting, a little bit less than what Michael Pittman Jr. is getting. So he's right and he's about in that same tier as those guys. And I think they're 5-1 since he got over there. So I think that says a lot.
I don't know. I'm kind of like indifferent. Yeah. Like just because I think Spytek's vision for the team is a lot more long-term than we thought it was going to be. We thought, like, based off what Peak was talking about, we thought they're going to go in all in and win in and all that type of stuff. So then, it makes sense to bring back a Jacoby Myers. But they obviously thought differently, and they thought that they needed to get younger as a team, and especially with Jacoby Myers. He's just, a guy that deserves to get an extension, obviously, from the work that he put in with the team, and obviously him being a good locker room guy, and I'm glad he got paid. But I think the Raiders just chose to go younger at that position. What happens is when you go younger at a position, when a guy is that good at playing at his level, it means that, in the short term, it's not going to be there, but long term, it could possibly get to that point, if not better. I still think they need to address that position, regardless if they had Jacoby Myers or not. They still need to get a true X receiver on the outside. Like they still need that. Whether they address that this offseason or the next, we'll find out. Even if they address maybe that position, it'll probably, let's say in free agency, they might get like a role player. You know what I mean? A guy that can just fit a role that they can play on the outside, because we don't have any size at wide receiver. So, and if you go and get a Mendoza, for example, he seems to like the receivers like that got, like from the receivers, the Surratts,
Cooper.
Cooper, he's like about 5'11", 6 feet. But I know Surratt is a guy that he likes to throw to and likes to throw the back shoulder and he likes to throw it up for his receivers to go get, especially the 50-50 balls. So shout out 50-50. If that's the case, then we need to get like a big receiver for him to go along the other weapons on the football team. So LS is talking.
Shout out Raider Nation, Jason.
Oh yeah, man. Shout out my guy, man. Appreciate you coming through. Extension should be earned.
I think he earned it.
He earned it.
I think he earned it. Obviously he put in a whole season with us with plus production, being a great team player, great locker room guy. He's been over there 6, and we didn't want to give him his money. He's been over there 6 games, and we've seen and the testament to what he is and what he brings to a team. Look at Trevor Lawrence, his entire NFL career thus far, and look at him in the 6 games he's been with Jacoby Myers. That's what a top tier locker room receiver would do for you. Not even necessarily top tier on the field, but just top tier locker room, being prepared, knowing his assignment, being where he's supposed to be, and helping other guys do the same thing. Remember, they're missing their number 1 receiver, or who guys should have been their number 1 receiver in Trav. So they're doing it, and I think they're the only team. I think they've scored 25, like 6 consecutive games, the only team in the league to do that. Mm-hmm. They're doing that without Travis Hunter, a guy they traded up to get. So, like that's a testament to what he's brought. And in some of those games, they didn't have Brian Thomas Jr. either. So that's a testament to what Jacoby brings to your team. And we just heard the wide receiver coach talking about how special Jacoby was just in terms of his IQ, what he does in the blocking game, how he gets other guys prepared as well. And this is with him being there just a brief period of time. So, like, we screwed up right there. We screwed up.
Black sales, man. I kind of agree. Love Jacoby for $20 million a year. Yeah, I feel you. Man.
I mean, I'm not mad at that, because if you don't feel we're gonna maximize his value in that time, because he's 29, so he'll be 30. I mean, he's gonna still be he'll be the same player at 29 as he is at 33 for the most part. His game is going to age well, because he's not like he's not.
Well, he turned 29. Did he turn 29 this year?
This year, yeah.
So he's gonna be 30 next season.
Yeah, so he'll be 30. 33 by the end of this contract.
So what we've noticed, and this is by chance, it's funny, and it's kind of crazy that that we noticed this, but we noticed that when receivers turn 30, there's a drop off in their production, and it's crazy that we noticed that. And guess who gets the bad rap? The running backs, right? Oh, when they hit 30, teams don't want to have nothing to do with them because they took a long career of taking a lot of hits and yada yada yada, and the production goes down. But like, there's plenty of examples of top receivers who when they hit age 30, it starts to go downhill from there. Now, are there exceptions to the rule? Sure, but there's exceptions to the rule at running back too, by the way. But there's exception rules to great receivers. And I'm not going to lie, not a lot of receivers past the age 30 are just as productive as they are in their prime of their careers. When you hit that 30, they're probably near the end of their prime, maybe past their prime. But a lot of receivers, bro, like when they hit age 30, 31, it's downhill for them.
Yeah, but think about running backs. Most running backs don't get to 30. Most running backs don't even get to 30. It's like the truly, really, really good ones get to 30. And then that's when you see the decline. And there's generally only like there's multiple receivers on the team. So, like a lot of times they go with the younger guy. A guy like Jacoby, his game is going to age well though. Like he's like Devontae. His game is he's not the same caliber player, obviously, as Devontae, but he's that kind of guy where he's more technique, route running. He's that kind of physicality, great, extremely good hands. Like that's his game. He and IQ, intelligence, like his game is going to age well. Actually, him being with Trevor Lawrence, you're going to probably see the best years of his career between now and the end of this contract, just because of the kind of guy, the kind of player he is, and he's actually with a creative offensive coordinator, and he should be with a quarterback that's better than just about every better than any quarterback he's played with outside of his rookie undrafted year with Tom Brady, right? So. Like you're going to see him play his best ball going forward, and I think LS is he's going to become knocking for his $50 back.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm indifferent. Like I don't hate Jacoby Myers. Like if they would have paid him, I wouldn't have been mad, because at the end of the day, it's not like the Raiders are paying. It's not like we're paying a quarterback on the roster. Like, and if to be honest with you, if you're bringing in a rookie, hey, give him a veteran receiver that's been there, done that he knows that he can trust and that can help him develop as he kind of gets used to playing in the NFL. But they went a different route. I'm not really mad at it. I mean, the Raiders have a lot of needs. To be honest with you, you could probably make an argument like, hey, I'd rather just Raiders go all in and just improving that offensive line in free agency and bringing guys in through free agencies in certain points, certain positions on the team. But I think like especially this free agency, we kind of talked about it, but like there's that center from the Ravens that everybody that's talking about. There's that right tackle from the Colts. Illuminor is a free agent at right tackle. So there's some guys that that you can possibly like target. And there's some other centers too. It's just not the center from the Ravens. I think the Ravens center is like the best guy. Like, not gonna lie, the Raiders should overpay. They're gonna have to overpay. But hey, I think it's gonna be well worth it. Like, just go ahead and just fortify that offensive line. Like, just get it right. Let's just finally, because I think if they can get him, it kind of brings everything together. I think they still need to draft a guard, in my opinion. I mean, because then you got left guard is a free agent. Parham is a free agent.
Yeah, you're letting him walk though.
You exactly letting him walk, but then center is questionable. But then if you bring in that Ravens center, it kind of like, okay, might got something here.
Yeah, you look, had a center, but that's peak hero.
Yeah. Yeah, but at this point, man, I don't want to keep moving them around. Just put him at, just leave him at guard. Just leave him at left guard, right guard, whatever. Just leave him at right guard. I think that's where he's at right now. Like, that's how many positions he's played. He's played left guard, he's played right guard, he's played center already in the NFL. Yeah. Like, you could literally potentially ruin a player if you're constantly like moving them from position to position. But my point is that, all right, if you bring in that Ravens center, I think it brings everything all together. Now you can probably use one of your first 2 picks on an offensive line, like, or not even the first 2 picks. That second round, there's a possibility that you probably can get a Pragon or a Vega if they're there, And then right tackle, though, I think they're gonna have to get a right tackle, though, for sure. Because Glaze kind of scares me. But then we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But how you feel about Grant? I know he came in and like as an extra offensive lineman, but he could possibly develop.
Yeah, he looked good out there in the reps. Yeah, right. I mean, Grant was one of my sleepers. I've been talking about him for a long time. He looked good in limited reps, but you want to be careful because he was in there as an extra blocker in limited reps, so it's not really. I don't think he was as a true left tackle. So like he had put some good tape out there. It's good, and that's good. Hey, you know what? Get him out there, get his feet wet. That's what you want to see. But moving him from the left to right, how was you going to make that transition? Can he make that transition? It remains to be seen. So, but you don't want to judge too much off those limited snaps. We saw everybody was super excited about Kenny Pickett and Jack Besh and Caleb Rogers after what they did down the stretch in the Broncos game, and then all 3 of them looked like ass, against the Eagles. So, it is what it is. Throw Darren Porter in there too. Look like ass against the Eagles too. So,
would you? I mean, right now they have him at left tackle. Do you possibly move him to right and have him compete?
If they're going to do that, they should have did that, or that should have been like that should have been part of the thinking early on. If you weren't going to, because why bring in Forsyth then? Like, if you're going to draft this guy to be your left tackle, then you bring in Forsyth to be your backup left tackle. Then, like, if that's your plan, then start getting this dude ready at right tackle in case DJ Glaze struggles, as he has. And you can throw him out there and see what you have. But now, like, he's going to be essentially wholly unprepared to play right tackle because he hasn't been playing it, So,
like Grant has a higher ceiling than Glaze.
Oh yeah, for sure.
At tackle, it's just a matter of him like putting it together.
Exactly.
But then right now they have him at left tackle. I'm like, man, like maybe find him a way to get to that right side. I don't know. It might be too little, too late for him to go to that side and not be a shit show. You know what I mean? It'll be messed up for him.
Yeah.
But maybe this offseason they can figure out a way. I still think they have to get a veteran like right tackle. Like, there's no way they can think that like Glaze and Grant let them battle out and see what happens. That's basically a situation that they did this year with the offensive line. They're like, oh, let's just let the offensive line that we had last year compete it out, and even though we had questions about that offensive line, like
they moved everybody around though. Like saying, like they would have kept what they did down the stretch last year and brought it into this year and it didn't work, then I would have gave them a pass. Because down the stretch last year, the line was solid. Was it like world beaters, It ain't the 90s Cowboys, or the greatest show on turf Rams with Orlando Pace and all. Like, it's not that level, but they play solid football. We for the most part protected the quarterback and we're able to generate something in the run game. Okay, let's take that and let's see if we can build on it. But instead, they moved everybody around, and now that the line is ass, and now you invested a sixth overall pick in your running back, and he's ass. So like your line ain't helping your running back, and your running back ain't helping your line. So you're failing two position groups right there. So it's like you should have just left things where they were, where we actually struggled in the beginning of the year, and then we made these changes, and we looked better down the stretch. So okay, well, why don't we just keep this? Let's just keep doing this, what we were doing, or what they did last year. But instead, some people, they want the credit, so they want to make moves. And they want to make loud moves, so people come in and say they came in there, and when people are talking about it, they say, "Oh, they came in and did that. That was them. That was their decision," and they take credit for it. So if it works, but now that it's not working, ain't nobody getting fired for it except the person that likely didn't have anything to do with that move.
Yeah, and then another thing too, man. This is why it's so important. Like, because we all know that, like, Pete, most likely, there's a really good chance. I don't think the Raiders should keep him as a head coach, but whoever they bring in, man, they're going to have to bring in someone that has a plan for the existing players on the roster. And when I say the existing players on the roster, I mean like the best players. And Brock Bowers, and I'm not gonna lie, you drafted Ashton Jeanty number 6.
Oh, for sure.
Whoever that offensive coach is, whether it's the head coach or the offensive coordinator, what is the plan?
Exactly.
Like, how are we going to develop a run game? How do we get the best out of Ashton Jeanty? Like, there's no way you draft a guy number 6 and do not like emphasize on making that, a priority. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So that needs to be a priority.
That's the second question. That's the second question. Their first question is probably, what's your plan at quarterback? And the second question is, what do you do about Ashton Jeanty? How can you maximize Ashton Jeanty? Because we don't even got to really worry about Brock. We know this is going to be a down year for him, but there are so many things that went into him not playing well this year that you're not concerned about Brock at all. But you are worried about the quarterback position and the running back position, and obviously, the offensive line too. But but those two premium positions are the two guys one premium position and one high draft pick you're very worried about.
So the guy, if they get an offensive head coach, he got to be someone that they can envision that can develop a quarterback. If they get an if it's a defensive head coach, whoever that offensive coordinator has to have something about like something where they believe that he can develop that quarterback position. Because you're going to be, hey, if you get the number 1 pick, I'm just going to assume, I think we all can assume that the number 1 pick is going to be a quarterback. So that has to be emphasis, but also we can't forget about running the football. Like, we see Ben Johnson would have been an answer to all players.
Yeah.
Head coach.
Yeah.
Because look at the Bears running game. Just look at the Bears running game. You can say a lot about Caleb Williams and how he looks and how he's kind of inconsistent here. He hasn't been perfect, but he's playing good ball. But he's not, he hasn't put it all together. But with the one thing that you can say about the Bears, like, they figured out how to be one of the best running football teams in the NFL, or at least a good running football. Like, it's night and day from what they were before Ben Johnson got there. So he would have been the answer, but it is what it is. Hopefully they'll be able to find someone that can check some of those boxes that the Raiders need to be checked before they can hire the next guy. That being said, what else? I wanted to bring up something real quick. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody coming through. Man, great show, great conversation. I mean, we could talk about it, but it's not really like this is not newsworthy. I mean, I know we got done talking about Geno and how fans are taking everything too far. When they overly don't like someone, they're gonna just say things that are lies. But this right here, I'm not sure we shouldn't even bring it up. But I guess Vinny came out and was talking about how the Raiders are going to be looking to trade Geno before they release him.
Yeah,
I mean, like
they ain't getting nothing for him, bro.
Yeah, and it's not like breaking news.
No,
we kind of see like if Pete's gone, there's a really good chance that Geno's gone.
Yeah,
because that Geno is a Pete guy.
Yeah, for sure. You know who else is gone? No matter who it is, Tyree Wilson, his ass. He out of here. I told you what. I said, another one on the board for Severe. I've been telling y'all motherfuckers for years. I tell y'all motherfuckers for years. Tyree Wilson played 6 snaps. Charles Snowden is whipping. Charles Snowden is 5 times the player Tyree Wilson is. 5 times the player that Tyree Wilson. It's not even close. That's a shame. Charles Snowden in whipping Tyree ass. Up in every it's not even close, bro. He's out there. They gotta play in DN, linebacker. He's everywhere. Tyree Wilson can't get on a field. It's a wrap for Tyree, bro. It's a wrap. Somebody told me they were picking up his 5th-year option. I'm like, what? Picked up his 5th-year option at DN? Oh, you out of your mind. Out of your mind. Tyree he's done. He is done.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, he's it is what it is, man. Like the Raiders missed on that one, but we'll see if they can salvage it. Maybe he could be some type of role player. I don't know, but I don't know.
But that's the thing. Like he'll probably go somewhere else. Maybe be a role player, but like he can't do that here because it's impossible to have that. No, yeah. Just the fact that like you have that that high of a pick just sitting on your roster, being that like ass. That's a tough thing to do, bro. That's a tough thing to just have to sit there and just look at this mother. Like I wasted this money on this mother. Like you don't even want to see it. Like these bro they don't get him out the building.
Hey, what did you think about Max? Max has kind of been on edge this season.
Yeah,
he kind of got into it with Landon Roberts earlier in the season, or I don't say earlier in the season, like a few weeks prior to this week. I think it might have been was it the Denver game?
It was a Landon. I don't remember. It might have been. I think it might have been the first Denver game.
First Denver game, right?
First Denver game.
And now this last game against the Eagles, it was Devin White.
Yeah.
They were going back and forth, and it's you could tell there's a lot of frustration.
Yes.
Going on a team, especially on Max's part. Obviously, he's a great player. He wants to win now. What were your thoughts, man, when you seen him arguing?
Yeah, man. Love Max as a player. Best player on the team. Franchise defensive player. Top 100 NFL player. Top 25 NFL player, I think, this year. Face of the franchise. The only face of the franchise we have, but. And in that particular situation, Max needs to shut your ass up. Shut your ass up, bro. You didn't do your fucking job. You did not do your job. You hung your brothers out to dry, playing hero fucking ball, trying to pad your stats. Sit your ass down, bro. Sit your ass down. You didn't do what you were supposed to do on the play. You take that L yourself. Because you hopped in the backfield. Matter of fact, you not doing your job, literally got in Devin White's way of him doing his job, which cost him the angle he would have had to even possibly make a play on Goddard. Because you were jumping inside playing hero ball. Knock it off, bro. Sit your ass down on this one. Take your L. You fucked up.
So what you're saying, like he wasn't setting the edge on the play?
It was not. He was trying to jump inside and backdoor the play and get a TFL. And instead, he got beat by the tackle, and the tackle beat his ass so bad that he pushed him he got into Devin White's way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it cost Devin White the angle, and it was impossible for Devin White to catch dude. If you look at it from the view that they usually show, it looks like he's just dogging on the play. But if you look at it from the proper angle, he didn't have the angle where the catch got her. It was going to be a touchdown no matter what he did. You would have been able to like knock him out of bounds at the half-yard line with like the craziest effort you ever seen in your life. But it was going to be a touchdown, bro. And it was all a chain reaction off of Max not doing his effing job. And we've seen it. And he did it earlier in the game too, where he didn't keep contained. And he jumped inside and he left a wide-ass gap for Jalen Hurts to run through. Like he does it. We saw it in the Bills game a few years ago. Like we see this consistently where, you know what, when it works, it's a great play. Oh my God, Matt, look at that great play. But when it doesn't work, you leave everybody else hanging. And so you can't do BS like that and then get mad at somebody else for not cleaning up your mess. If you're gonna make these messes, bro, then okay, we'll live and die with the results because you're that good of a player. But don't get at me because you made a mess and now you want me to clean up your mess. Nah, bro, shut your ass up.
So do you don't think that like these moments where we're seeing Max kind of like arguing with the players on the team and like some of the players, they might be, I don't know, maybe showing not a lot of effort here in certain plays. Do you think that it's a sign that they've, you know what I mean, like Pete's lost the locker room?
I think Pete lost the locker room a long time ago, or he lost segments of the locker room a long time ago. We heard it after the Titans game when we won the Titans game. We heard, I think you brought it up at one point again. I think it was on. I don't know if we had a notable quote on it, but Jamal Adams was like, "Yeah, man, we, guys were starting to question it. Like guys were starting to question what was going on. Like he was already losing the locker room. We heard what was going on before the Colts game, right? In the locker room there was some strife, and it was the players felt that it was favoritism going on. And I feel some of that favoritism was going to guys like Jamal Adams, guys like Max Crosby, who aren't always sound in their assignments and don't shit get said to them because of who they are or because of their relationship with the coach. And, some guys ain't gonna stand for that. And a Landon, you could say Devin White, you could question Devin White's effort from time to time. A Landon Roberts is not a guy who's not out there going balls to the walls all the time. He's a guy that's out there he was out there the week after he dislocated his elbow with a fucking bionic arm on, playing middle linebacker in the NFL, bro. Like, come on. Like, so that's not a guy whose effort you can question. And if Max is joining with that guy, I mean, look, that looks like a Max problem to me. Like, because Atlanta is not the kind, and Atlanta is not, you look at Atlanta, he's not a guy that he looks like a fiery guy that's going to be getting all in people's faces or that's quick tempered, right? He seems like a calm guy. So if he's going at it with Max, that lets me know, like, okay, what's going on here? Like, it's something weird here. And I'm sure Max, the frustration is boiling over because Max is a guy that feels like he's a guy that holds himself to a high standard. He puts a lot of time and effort into his body, into his play, into his study, into his recovery, all of that stuff. So he wants to see results. And you're not seeing those results when you're putting in that kind of effort, you're going to be frustrated. But bro, at the end of the day, like we said before, it's same like we said with Geno, when you're wrong, you're wrong. And when you're right, you're right. Even as bad as Geno's playing, in that particular instance, he was right. As good as Max Crosby is, in this instance, he was wrong. Bro, you got to hold that.
Now, I'm not saying I disagree with you. It's just I understand. Like Max got to be frustrated. He got to be.
For sure.
He got to be. Like, how many coaches has he had since he's been in the league? Gruden, McDaniels, AP, and now Pete Carroll. Bisaccia. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, got thrown Bisaccia there, and like, I understand interim basis, but still, that's like at least 5 head coaches that I named. Yeah. That's a lot of coaches. That's a lot of different regimes. A lot of losing football. So right. It's like, I don't want to make excuses, but it's like, man, it's just a tough situation. And that's why, that's why I've talked about earlier in the season. I was like, hey, man, like, I kind of can see where this is going with this team. Like, the Raiders are going a different direction, and I'm not sure if Max wants to be a part of that. And like, I've heard that he wants to. He came out like, he's all in on staying with the team or whatever. We'll see. you know, at the end of the day, the Raiders are going to have to make a decision. And what I'm implying is that like Raiders should probably look into trading him, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it though. They're not going to do it. And it starts up top. It starts up top, and what I mean up top is Mark is not going to do it. Oh, yeah. Mark is not going to do it, especially if the player comes out and says, "I don't know how." You know, maybe it changes. Maybe it changes after a new coach comes in. Yeah, after Pete Carroll gets fired, he'll be going on in a second. Maybe it changes, but Mark doesn't want to trade him. He means so much to the team, so much to the fan base. I'm not sure if Mark wants to do that. And then that kind of brings me to this, man, because I was kind of talking to you about this earlier, but like this week I had like a just random conversation from someone that worked in someone that works in the Warriors building, and they were talking about you know, how the ownership for the Warriors, the ownership group, is like first class in everything they do. And she was going into detail about like, you know, how well they treat everybody in that building, from the team, from the players to the exec, everybody it's just top notch. And she talked about a story with Chris Paul, who's a, you know, a veteran point guard in the NBA. He played with the Warriors, and at the time, you know, when the Warriors went on the road, they would have team dinners, and Chris Paul, he asked like, who's going to be paying for this? And he was like, oh, they told him the owner's going to do it. And he was just so shocked, because that's not something that's common in the NBA, in sports, for like owners to take care of every team dinner, every expense that the team has, they're going to be paying for. And it just made me think about like, man, like the difference in owners in sports. Like there are certain owners that will do whatever it takes to win. They'll do whatever it takes to win. And that means and their whole strategy, we can talk about it. Their whole strategy is basically, if we invest into you, we're going to get the best version out of you. So if we invest into the players, meaning that we get the best trainers, we get the best coaches, we get the best of everything, we're going to get the best product on the basketball court, because we're talking about the Warriors. But in this case, I'm going to bring it back to the football. We're going to get the best product on the football field. So it made me think like, man, the Raiders have been bad for a long time. Long time. And we've had so many different coaches. We have so many different players come in. And it's like, is Mark doing everything that it takes to win? Because there's a lot of owners in sports where they don't care about winning. They don't care, because at the end of the day, like their whole goal is the bottom line is them, you know, is it just making money off the team that they own. Like that's just the bottom line, it's their investment at the end of the day. But there's certain owners that care about winning, and those are the teams. There's a reason why there's certain teams that win year in, year out, is because they do the little things that help the team win. And I'm starting to wonder, are the Raiders doing the little things to help them, you know, be successful in the long run? Because you got to question at this point, like, the Raiders have been bad for a long time. And I know I keep bringing this back. I keep talking about the ownership. I know you guys, if you guys watch me long enough, I'm always talking about like, man, it's just been so long with the Raiders not winning. It just makes me think like, there's somewhere like in the Raiders building, something is off. Something is off. And you can make a case, you can make an argument that like Mark Davis, the way he goes about trying to win with the Raiders is he's always trying to catch lightning in a bottle. He's always trying to reload. He's always trying to, I'm going to get Tom Brady. He's the greatest quarterback. What did he say? What did he say to Baron Davis? He says, if I'm right, I'm going to look like a genius.
Yeah.
Like, why are we trying to hit home runs every time at bat? Why are the Raiders trying to hit home runs every time at bat? Sometimes hit a single, sometimes hit a double. So, like it's okay to build things methodically. And then you could probably throw in maybe a home run here and there, but like if every time you're trying to catch lightning in a bottle or trying to hit a home run, it's just you're not going to have a good winning percentage. You're not going to have a good batting percentage. You're not going to, like, I don't know. I just feel like the way the Raiders are run, it's just it just having that conversation with her, it just made me think about like, man, like, because I remember, I'm old enough to remember the Warriors were trash growing up. They were trash. I know, Severe, you remember them. Warriors were like, Lakers used to come to town. They used to put, it used to be a show. You know what I mean? Actually, the Warriors kind of played the Lakers tough here and there,
especially when Baron was there.
You know what I mean? If y'all remember, people in the chat, everybody watching,
Monte Ellis too. Monte Ellis and Baron would always get the Lakers.
Or for my veteran NBA fans, Antoine Jameson dropping 50.
Antoine Jameson, yeah.
And then Kobe dropped the 50. Y'all remember that? I think that was like an overtime game too.
Yeah.
But anyways, my point is those Warrior teams were bad, real bad. And then they had a change in ownership. That's why it made me think about, like, man, they got to change in ownership, and the rest was history. Yeah. And it wasn't like everything happened overnight. It was just they got the right people in the building, and it wasn't just getting a coach. It was like, okay, we're gonna get the right trainers, we're gonna get the right facilities, we're gonna get the right coaches, we're gonna get the right GM. We're going to have the right people hire the right people, and the right people hire the right people. And it's a compound interest. It just kept repeating itself. And then eventually, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. And I'm using this basketball analogy, and I'm talking about this conversation that I had the other day. And I'm just thinking about the Raiders at the same time. Like, damn, the Raiders are trash. And they're not trash for the reasons that you think. They're trash because the people who make football decisions in that building are terrible, to say the least. You know what I mean? Hindsight is 2020. Obviously, like, yeah. Obviously, you could say that because look at the results. Yeah, I get that, but like, it just makes me question everything about this team and how they're run. And like, I'm hoping Tom Brady kind of like, has that understanding and vision of how a team should, but so far, you could make an argument that he's had some misses early on.
Yeah,
but we have to give him time. I'm including Tom Brady in this. I'm including Tom Brady in this because we know that, like, he's empowered to make football decisions in that building. And then from Tom Brady is Spy Tech, and then Spy Tech, whoever the head coach is, like obviously Pete Carroll, who are talking about like, hey, he should be gone, and it's not. But I mean, what are your thoughts on that, man? Like, because I know. I think Mark cares about the Raiders winning. He just doesn't know how to go about it. And I don't know if he knows how to make tough decisions too. Like,
I wouldn't agree with either one of those. I would agree with the first one. I wouldn't agree with the second one.
I don't. Okay, it's because the reason why
I agree with the first part. I don't think he knows how to get there. I don't think anybody truly. The thing that's different about Mark Davis is that most of these other people, they were billionaires, right? They were people that were billionaires. They built successful businesses outside of football, outside of the NFL. And they took those same principles that they used to build successful businesses and earn a whole bunch of money outside of the NFL, and then they applied it to the NFL, and then they were able to have some modicum of success because, you know, all organizations for the most part, you know, you have the same structures, you want to have the same values, same same beliefs, same like kind of work habits, right? Like you can take those same values, those same core values, and apply them to different industries, and it'll still work. With Mark Davis, he only saw it done one way. He saw it done the Al Davis way, and the Al Davis way only worked for a period of time, and it never worked in the modern NFL. So he never learned the right way to do it because Al Davis never learned the right way to do it, and that was the guy he was modeling himself after. So that's number one. Number two, if anything, so when you talk about the Warriors ownership and how they, if anything, Mark Davis is going to be much more on that end of things than any owner we can imagine if we sold the team, because Mark Davis, there is not a single franchise in the NFL, maybe all across North American sports, that takes better care of their alumni than the Raiders. Say what you want about Mark Davis as an owner, about his football decisions, about his style, about his food choices, about his haircut, say whatever you want. What you cannot say is that Mark Davis does not take care of his players. That is not a lie. You know, that would be a lie if you say he didn't. He takes care of current players, take care of alumni players. He take care of the people that played here very brief period of time. Richard Seymour didn't play here no long ass time. Mark Davis take care of that dude. Like, you know, like he took care of he took care of Freddie B. He took care of all the old school players. You know, Willie Brown to the day he died was part of this organization. Same with George Atkinson till he died was part of this organization as a scout. Come on, bro. George Atkinson as a scout. Come on, dog. So we know Mark Davis takes care of these people that show loyalty to the Raiders. Mark Davis's biggest fault is that he cares too much. He wants it too much, and so he makes rash decisions. It's not. But you know, it's not out of absence of care. It's because he does care. So he's not using the Raiders as some cash cow or some credit card or some piggy bank. He's paying money hand over fist. He's paying Gruden. He's paying McDaniels. He's paying Spytech, he's playing Telesco, he's playing Pete Carroll, he's playing Chip Kelly, he's playing all these dudes at the same time. He's paying hundreds of millions of dollars in coaches right now, all in an effort to turn this team into a winning team. So is he the best guy to do that? No, but what do we ask him to do? Bring in football-minded people. And that's what he did. He brought in Tom Brady. And Tom Brady was a big part of bringing in Spytech. Was a big part of bringing in Spytech. What did Spytech do? He brought in the guy that was with the Broncos organization. We kind of see what they look like now. They're about to win the AFC West. He brought in that guy to be assistant GM. Then he brought in a few guys from the Eagles organization. One of the guys was Howie Roseman's right-hand man, they said. So we brought in two guys from the Eagles organization, one guy from the Broncos organization. So we brought in legitimate football people, and we brought in a guy in Tom Brady to kind of be a CEO type figure to kind of handle those people. And we wanted Mark Davis removed, and he's been removed.
Look, you start off by saying that you agree with the first part. And when the first part was that you said that, oh, well, you don't, I agree that he doesn't know how to go about and getting the results that he wants. But you don't agree with the second part about making tough decisions. But then you also say at the same time that he cares too much.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean is that he needs to learn how to, like, there's a difference between
caring too much and not being able to make tough decisions.
There's a difference between Al and Mark Davis. Al was ruthless. Al was ruthless. He meaning this ruthless in that, like, he wasn't afraid to make those tough decisions. He wasn't afraid to make that trade. He wasn't afraid to cut, trade, whatever he felt like that needed to be done with the football team. And I don't think that's in Mark. And it's okay. I mean, I don't.
How can you not? He greenlit the Khalil Mack trade. He greenlit the Amari Cooper trade. He greenlit the Derek Carr benching. He
ain't greenlit the Max Crosby trade.
That's a different. That's a different scenario. I don't know what the thinking of the people in the building are. If we're hearing the people in the building want to trade Max and he's pushing back against it, then that's an issue. But I ain't heard the people in the buildings.
Well, but what's the thing that we've heard about the Khalil Mack trade and why it went down? It was because of what? At the time,
speculation, though. That's speculation. That's speculation.
But it's kind of true though a little bit because Raiders didn't really the Raiders really didn't have a lot of cash flow back then with the Raiders.
There wasn't a lot of liquidity, but there's like when you own an asset that's guaranteed to generate hundreds of millions of dollars a year, you can get money. And I mean, money is not an issue.
There's ways around it, but obviously when they were negotiating with Khalil Mack, it wasn't working out. There was something that was happening with the negotiation table because it went down to the wire. They literally traded him right before the season. Like, it wasn't like a decision they made. Oh, yeah, you know what? This is not working out. They didn't trade him in the beginning of the offseason. They didn't trade him right before the draft. They traded him right before the season. So that means that they had interest in bringing him back. They wanted to bring him back. They wanted to get a deal done, but they couldn't get it done.
The sides couldn't agree, and they had already picked up his fifth-year option, so they expected Khalil Mack to honor his contract and show up and play his fifth-year option. And Khalil Mack was saying, essentially, I don't have any security beyond this year. I'm not about to risk myself just playing on this one-year deal and not being guaranteed to get any money after this because we're not on the same page in terms of this contract. So Khalil Mack did what he thought was best for him. The Raiders felt that he should have reported because he still was under contract. And when they saw that he wasn't going to report and that was going to tank his trade value, if you go into the actual regular season and he doesn't report, at that point, you have to make that trade. Because if you don't, whatever we did get wasn't even going to be that. You know, we might have got one first instead of the two that we ended up getting. So, and Mark Davis, he's been making tough decisions. But people have this thing about Al. Like, oh, Al was so cut. No, Al was cutthroat against. Al was cutthroat against people that didn't agree with Al. If you were on Al's good side, we remember Sam Williams. We all heard about scholarship players. Sam Williams stayed on this team 8 years past when he should have been on this team. Like, it was a whole, but we always heard all the time about scholarship players because they had a relationship with Al. We heard Jason Campbell tell the story about if anybody or if anybody had a problem, they just take it to Al. We heard Warren Sapp talk about, oh, I didn't like the defense they were running. So I went upstairs, I talked to Al. He made Rex Ryan trade. So Al was, if you were loyal to Al or you agreed with Al or you were in Al's corner, Al was loyal to you. But if you stepped out of line and didn't do what Al thought you should do, then Al, he was going to have an axe to grind with you. And he was going to get rid of you. And that's what old people do, right? We're seeing it with that right now with Pete Carroll. Jermaine Pratt is a perfect example. Jermaine Pratt didn't fall in line. And what did he do? He set his ass down, and then they cut him and got nothing for him, right? So, and he's still, as he's shown since he's been with the coach, a very capable player. So it's not about being cutthroat. He was just willing to just be completely.
Like, he was cutthroat. He was
cutthroat, but like,
he was roasting. Oh my God!
Mark Davis fired Josh McDaniels while he was trick or treating with his kids, bro. Like what are we talking about? He fired him while he was trick or treating with his children.
Mark, come on,
man. Like, we gotta call a spade, bro. You can say he don't know how to hire. You can say all that. Don't say he can't make tough decisions because that's unequivocally false.
Well, look. At the end of the day, Mark fell into.
Put like this. Want to know about tough decisions? Mark Davis went against his father. He went against his father and represented a player because he felt his father was doing the wrong thing. Bro, that is more cutthroat than anything.
Look, man. Hey, look, the Josh McDaniels situation, that just showed how weak Mark was at the end of the day. That showed how weak Mark was. If we're going to be honest, it showed how weak. Mark comes out and says, hey, I'm paraphrasing here, but he showed support for Josh McDaniels a couple weeks prior to firing him. Like he literally publicly supported Josh McDaniels and then fires him on Halloween. But why? What happened in between in those couple weeks? He was getting ambushed by fans in public settings, including a football game. I guess I think that it was a Chargers game where little people are screaming at him to fire him. And I'm sure these are the things that we seen on social media. So he gave in to the fans who were screaming for Josh McDaniels to get fired. So I don't know if I want to give him credit for that. I don't know what, like, it's just, he doesn't want to be the unpopular guy. He wants to be liked a little bit. It's just, why
that's his problem. He's a fan.
Why make that move? Like, I would have respected if he just let it play out and fired him at the end of the season, because he would have did it on his terms. He would have did it. He would have did it. He would have did it on a timeline.
I'm the only person in North America that said that. There's not another single and at the time.
No. I don't know. Hey, I don't know if we had that. I don't know if we had that.
We did, and you disagreed. You said he had to go, and I had the conversation.
No. I said he had to go. I said he had to go. But what I said was I was surprised that he got fired. I was super surprised that he got fired in the middle of the season. I was surprised. I thought he was going to get fired at the end of the season.
I was literally the only person in all the Raiders YouTube that said it was a mistake, and I said it was a mistake. And look, and it still lingers to this day. Say what you want about any other take I had. I said the Raiders would not be able to hire another coach that was young and up and coming because of how we handled that situation. And you disagreed, and the chat disagreed, and everybody else disagreed. Everybody's in my inbox disagreeing, and in the comment section disagreeing. And look where the hell we are now. And it all started back then. How we handled that.
Yeah, man. But, it just goes back to my point of just in general, when I'm not looking at the mediocre ownership groups in the NFL. I'm not looking at the worst owners in the NFL.
It was a hindsight for me, brother.
I'm looking at it now. I remember you were like, you talked about like firing a coach year after year. Like, that's kind of been your thing where you're talking about how like it's gonna leave a bad impression in the NFL and like other future head coach candidates, which now, like, that's a question right now, is like, who wants this job? Like, you know what I mean? At this point, it's like coaches they're gonna come in. They're gonna come in asking for a lot.
Yeah,
at least the good ones. The good ones.
Josh McDaniels a 6-year deal. It didn't mean shit. Like, we gave, it didn't mean a damn thing.
Yeah,
we got some super chats though.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, before now there should be a couple trade backs in this draft. Heavy on the trenches, linebackers in round 2s, 2-4, offensive weapons and secondary can't do it alone. In fact, I mean, ideally, if we don't find if we aren't completely sold on a franchise quarterback, trade back is the optimum result right there. Salute to my guy Xavier Foster.
Hey, me personally, if we go quarterback 1, hey, we go trenches in this. Like, look, trenches in the second, or I don't know how people feel about this. If there's a potential number 1 receiver right there, you know what I mean? Denzel Boston. Yeah. I know Tennessee receivers don't have a good rap right now, but Brazzle
Dazzle.
Just all you gotta do, y'all just look up Brazzle, man. On just watch him, bro. Like, he is completely different player than Thornton. Like,
he's way better than Thornton, bro. It's not even close.
Like, just see how he attacks the ball in the air. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. But then, like,
go ahead. Now go ahead. Then like what?
No, I was gonna say, trenches in a second, and then obviously, like my guy Ellis was, no, not Ellis, but the previous chat, man. Shout out to him. I think it was Xavier. Yeah, Xavier. Shout out to him. He linebacker in the third or fourth. I feel like the linebacker class is deep, so they probably can get a good one in the third or fourth.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, facts. Yeah, because linebacker, I mean, you can find some good ones pretty late.
And I'll throw in free safety too. If we can get a free safety somewhere between rounds 3 and 4, that'd be nice.
Facts. Shout out to my guy LS. If you can pick one and move Max for a first and second this upcoming draft, that's got to be the move. He will never see success with us. We're that far off. Yeah, man. Like if you can get some like if you get a first and a second, or if you get 2 firsts for Max, bro, you got to do that. Because Micah went for 2 firsts, right? If you can get 2 firsts for Max Crosby, bro, you got to run. Don't walk to your computer and send that shit into the league offices immediately. I love Max Crosby. He's one of the best defensive players in the league. He's a face of the Raiders. Great player, but we're not in any position to hoard guys like that. We got to get young assets. We got to rebuild. My guy Smoke. I don't want to hear any Warriors blasphemy in here, Smoke. I don't want to hear it.
Salute to my guy Smokey. What he say? He always played the Lakers tough back when they had Thunder's mascot. Oh yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was a sad day, man. When they took away the Thunder, like the real Thunder. Everybody know who the real Thunder is, man. For our Warrior fans, we know who the real Thunder is, man. It ain't in Oklahoma, man. It's not in Oklahoma.
But who was the owner before Lake Up though?
It was oh man. Let me look this up, bro.
Because like it's like the Dodgers, because the Dodgers had, I think News Corp owned the Dodgers, I want to say. And then
let me see.
News Corp sold them to Frank McCourt, and Frank McCourt was a disaster. And then luckily, I think him and his wife had some issues, and then during their divorce, they had to sell the team, and they sold it to the Guggenheim group that included, Magic Johnson and all these other people, and that was a turning point for the Dodgers, where we had
Chris Cohan.
It sounds like hey, I'm not gonna say this could get us in trouble, but yeah, I'm not. It sounds like he's a dude that he didn't have it didn't sound like he know how to run no team. All right, let's say that.
It was bad, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, as evidenced by the years of now, do we believe Warriors? Was that Lake Up too? That was Lake Up, right? Do we believe Warriors? Or no, that was Coach.
No. That was just Lake Up. That was like 2016 Raiders.
Oh, that
was like the 2016 Raiders, where it's like, oh, the Raiders came out of nowhere. and then the year after they fell off a cliff. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is when you're a Raiders fan. Like, we're just we can't have any sustained success, and the reason why we can't have sustained success is because there's no structure in that building. There's no direction. There's nothing like that. And hopefully, I'm saying this right now, but hopefully, we got to give Tom Brady and Spytek in that building time and seeing how that like plays out. But I'm just speaking on what's transpired up until this point. Up until this point is everything that I'm saying. Moving forward, hopefully they get it right, get the right coach in the building, start making the right moves, right decisions, and not trying to catch lightning in the bottle, not trying to like hit a home run every time at bat. Sometimes it's cool to hit the singles and doubles. Like we talk about the draft, right? When I was telling you I was looking at like the first 5 years of some of these draft classes from some of the top GMs in the NFL. When you look at the draft class, they didn't draft Hall of Famers every year.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it was just okay. They got some good. Okay, they got a starter here. They got a starter here. Okay, they got a Pro Bowler here. Maybe there was one draft I was looking at. What's the GM for the Eagles? Howie Roseman.
Yeah.
He had a draft where literally that entire draft was just trash.
Was it the JJ Arcega Whiteside draft?
It might have been that one, but guess who was in that draft class though? They got drafted in the 5th or 6th round. Jason Kelce.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So
that's not the JJ Arcega Whiteside.
Yeah, but he was like, but you see how like okay, and then they come back, and he comes back, and then has a solid draft, and also it's not just about drafting too. You're gonna also have to. What makes Howie Roseman so good is that like he does a little bit of wheeling and dealing too.
No, fair.
Same with you're a big Les Snead guy too. Les Snead is aggressive.
aggressive, bro. But Les Snead he's agile. That's the thing. Les Snead doesn't have just one philosophy. Les Snead, hey, he had the F them picks philosophy, but now what is he doing? He traded. He's about to have 2 first-round picks, two fairly high one and their own. So he's in the mode where he's acquiring picks. So you got to be agile. You got to be agile, and that's what Spytek's going to have to learn. And you don't be agile by drafting a running back, an average running back at 6 overall in the deepest running back draft class of all time. Nah, hey, and if that's probably a Pete Carroll pick, but that's going to be an anchor around your neck.
Yeah,
for the next 3 years, brother.
No, look. I'm not saying I'm not okay, because we've talked about this before. Like, you obviously was a big Tetaroa fan. I was like, I wouldn't have been mad at that. I was like thinking offensive line. That's kind of where I was like looking at at pick number 6, but the Raiders went and got running back. What makes it tough is that like this is supposed to be one of the greatest running back classes of all time, meaning that there was a lot of depth in the draft. It wasn't like it was Jeanty and it was a huge drop off.
Exactly.
Even though you still can make an argument about value. Exactly. But then at least you could make sense of it and be like, well, you know what? Like after Jeanty, there wasn't really like anybody else. So then like, and Pete, that's part of his, vision on how to build a football team. He wants to have that good running game. He wants a physical running game. So you can understand it. But it was just like how they just went ahead and got Jeanty and then, forgot that, oh, well, they could you could probably get a guy in the 2nd or 3rd round or whatever. But, it is what it is, man. I'm kind of like, I know a lot of people are going to stay on that Jeanty situation until like, forever. And I get it. But for me, I just want to see it. I just want to see it through. I want to see them. Like, come on. Like that's what's going to get me mad is like, if you draft a guy at number 6 and you don't do what it takes to make sure that, that investment is successful, that's the part that's going to get me mad. Like if they don't, meaning that if they don't address the offensive line, if they don't, get the right coaching staff here to, build around the strengths that we have on this football team, which is, the Bowers, the Jeantys, and hopefully a young quarterback that they draft.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at right now for the team. But, it is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up. I don't know if you addressed the super chat, though.
Now, DC Crosby will never touch Mac's career. He will never have the heights of Mac's career, but I think he'll be like in proximity, just because I think Max is going to probably play a long ass time. And I think Max is going to be steadily productive every year, probably to like the end of his career. He's going to just play a long ass time and be like productive the entire time he plays. He might not be, he's never going to be defensive player of the year, in my opinion. Not as long as Myles Garrett is alive. Will he ever win the defensive player of the year award?
No, like Mac was a great player, but I think Max has potential to have a better career.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He'll be like, but he'll never be. I don't think he'll ever reach the heights that Mac reached.
You talking about like all pro in 2 different positions?
All pro, Cray, like Max. I think he's a fantastic player. He'll be well regarded. Like at one point in time, the only argument was who was better, Von Miller. It was Von Miller, AD, and Khalil Mack. Like those are the 3 people you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And Von Miller, a Hall of Famer, obviously, and Aaron Donald, quite possibly. Him and LT and Ray Lewis. Those are the conversation, and Dion and Ed Reed. Those are the guys best defensive player of all time type conversations. Max, he's not even like he's a clear step, like several steps behind Myles Garrett as a player. And then you can talk about, Micah Parsons. Then you can talk about, Will Anderson, what he's doing this year. Like you could potentially say all those guys are better than Max Crosby. So, like I said, but I think he's going to be just steadily productive, steadily be a top, 5 DN. Then I think he's going to transition probably to like a 7 to 10-ish area, later on. But I think he's going to be a steadily productive player for a long time. But no, I don't think he's going to be like what Mac was regarded as. My guy, Raider Smoke again. What do you guys think of Marcus Freeman as our next head coach? I still think ex-coach job is enticing.
I
With the
forgot
top
the
pick
air
and
horn
tons of
thing.
cap space. I'm cool, man. I think I've said it before. I'm good on it. The defensive college coach coming to the league. I can't even think of a time that's worked before. Nick Saban, the greatest college coach of all time, defensive-minded coach, that actually was defensive coordinator under Bill Belichick with the Browns. He failed miserably in his time in NFL, right? And went right back to college and start dominating again. So I don't know if it'll work. Plus all that Beijing he be using, bro. That's I ain't nobody trying to
say that.
Ain't nobody trying to, bro. Ain't nobody trying to sit there on the sideline every week, bro. You got a nigga weave on, bro. That is a nigga weave. Get that out of here. Get that out of here, bro. I'm not trying to see it every week, bro. You sweating, you get the dripping in your eye. You can't see the call sheet no more. Nah, bro.
Jaylen Brown, man. Him and Jaylen Brown,
man.
Look, I wouldn't be mad at it. I just don't, you know what I want? I don't want the Raiders. This is why, like, the Mike Tomlins, and I know you're probably gonna disagree with this, but like this is why the Mike Tomlins, who was the former coach for the Cowboys and Mike McCarthy, these guys, even some of the top guys, where I'm kind of like, I don't know if it's a great fit for the Raiders, because in order for the Raiders to bring him in the building, they have to give up way too much. The Raiders have no leverage. They have zero leverage, meaning that they're going to have to give them so much power, so much say, and it kind of brings us back to where the Raiders shouldn't be at. Like, we should have learned we should already know or learned our lesson, in that, like, we don't need some of these coaches to have so much say when it comes to roster control and all this. And, like, I mean, at this point, they're going to probably want a piece of the Raiders. They're probably going to want some ownership in the Raiders. I mean, if you bring in a top coach, they're probably gonna want this. And I feel like the Raiders, what they need to do right now in order to at least have a little bit more leverage, is to build up talent in that roster and to get a quarterback in that building. And then, like, you know, and not gonna lie, you're just gonna have to go after maybe a younger guy, a more riskier option. I know Marcus Freeman is a college coach, but I think Marcus Freeman, for him to leave his nice, comfortable situation in Notre Dame, he's probably going to want a little bit of, he's probably going to want a little bit more, control, because he's going to also look at the Raiders and be like, well,
you want to start crazy bag, one of the two.
Crazy bag. And he's going to be like, well, how many coaches you fired in a row?
Exactly.
After 1 year?
Exactly.
Did you give that guy a 6-year contract?
Exactly.
How many years did you give Gruden? 10 years? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Look at this.
You just gave a 103-year-old man a 3-year deal worth $15 million a year. Oh, bro, I want 6 for 20 a year. You gave this old ass dude 15. I want 20 a year, bro.
That's ugly.
I want Jacoby Myers numbers. That's what I'm looking at.
That's ugly, man. That's so ugly. But, you know, it is what it is. The Raiders gotta live with their decisions.
Oh my God. Black Sales Sports Talk 8679 with the $5. How we judging Jeanty with the worst O-line in the league? Come on now. I wanted Walker, but Jeanty wasn't a bad pick. Know why Jeanty was a bad pick? Black Sales Sports Talk. Know why Jeanty was a bad pick? Know why? And know why Jeanty would never, ever, for all my wrestling fans out there, be able to justify the 6th overall pick? Because Travion Henderson is way better than Jeanty right now, right? And why do people say Travion Henderson is better than Jeanty? Because he has an offensive line. Okay. Kyle Monangai, a 7th round pick. He's about as productive as Jeanty right now. Why do people say Kyle Monangai is being so productive? Oh, because there's an offensive line. Okay. Judkins was producing better than Jeanty, right? Why do people say Judkins was producing better? Oh, he has a better offensive line. Okay. Cam Scatterbull was producing more than Jeanty, right? Why do people saying Cam Scatterbull was producing more than Ashton Jeanty? Oh, because of the offensive line. So now, for these guys at running back that were drafted later in the draft, they're producing because they all have offensive lines. So Jeanty, who was picked before them, we now have to invest in the offensive line to make him as good as guys that were drafted behind him. So that means conceivably,
We could have drafted offensive line, got a guy later on, and they would have been productive, right? So there's almost no way that Jeanty will ever be able to show his value as a 6 overall pick, because now you're saying he's dependent on players around him and he can't create for himself. When you draft a guy at 6, he has to be generational. Or a guy at running back at 6, he got to be generational, special, elite. He got to create for himself. He got to be a home run hitter. He got to be able to contribute in the pass game. He got to be a great pass pro. He got to be great in commercials. He got to dress good on the game. He got to do all that. He got to be great in the community. He got to do all of these things. He got to do all of that. And Jeanty is a good dude, a genuinely good guy. Genuinely good. I like about his intangible side, like just him as a person. I think he's a great person. Man, some questionable other stuff. What he does in his private life, that's on him. But I think he's just a genuinely good person, and he checks that box. But none of those other boxes has he checked with any regularity. He's going to. What about him? Dean was whipping his ass on Sunday. Nakobe Dean was dogging him on Sunday. I seen him get tackled in the backfield by a corner. So I don't want to hear this nonsense about him being some special elite guy. He's not that. And he's not going to be able to justify that 6 overall pick, because now we have to invest other resources to make him be the player that we thought he would be day one. And that's why he's already damn near lost.
Yeah, man. All right, just to play devil's advocate here, because I'm not out on Jeanty. I think he's still gonna be
1K rushing in 1,000 in the 17-game season is not impressive, bro. That's not impressive. That's like 60 yards a game or 67 yards a game, something like that. Like, that's not impressive. Like, if Jeanty finishes the game with 67 yards, you weren't thinking like, oh my God, Jeanty had a really good game. Like, Travion is about to get 1,000 yards in like half the starts. So I don't want to say like 1,000 yards. That's not the bar anymore. Not with 17 games.
Yeah, but look. All right, so I still think Jeanty could be a good player. I think what Black Sales Sports is trying to talk about is that the offensive line is bad. And I've posed this question to you before. Can a great running back overcome a bad offensive line? I don't think so. Now, and I agree with the value perspective of taking a running back at number 6. And I agree with the fact that the Raiders didn't have the pieces to take advantage of the strengths of a running back, when you pick them that high at number 6. But we got to be honest here. The Raiders don't have a great offensive line, and they have to go into this offseason, and they're going to have to add talent to the offensive line. They're going to have to get a real offensive line coach in the building. They're going to have to do that. Hopefully.
I don't want to kill your thought. I don't want to kill your thought. The Raiders don't have a great offensive line. Agreed. Let me just ask you this. Jeanty was drafted 6th overall, right? 6th overall, right? How many times have you seen something Jeanty did and you said, man, that was special? I don't think there's another back in the league that can do that. Or there's only a handful of backs in the league that can do that. How many times have you seen that this season?
I mean, he's flashed a few times. As far as
how many times? Look, Pete this. You would remember it. That's why you would get it. You would remember it.
I remember, but the question was how many times. I'm like, I'm not gonna remember how many times, but I remember him flashing.
No, like, I'm saying you remember what he did on those plays.
I remember him breaking tackles, which is a big strength of his. I remember his contact balance. I remember the big explosive plays, but it's few and far in between, because I think Jeanty, where he's special, is where he's in open space. I'm just saying, if you can get him in open space consistently, meaning that, and you can do that a couple of ways, right? Obviously, you have an offensive line that blocks good enough where you can get him to the second level. Hey, look. When you don't have a good offensive line, when you don't have a good offensive, whatever the Raiders are doing on offense, from whether you want to blame it, Chip Kelly, Pete Carroll, Greg Olsen, I don't know who, like they did a bad job overall with the entire offense. So that's going to have impact on everybody. It's not just so I don't know, man. I'm gonna hold my like criticism of Jeanty as far as like what I think of him as a player. Like it's too early. He's a rookie. We'll see what it looks like when they start investing in the offensive line, getting better on that front, getting better from a coaching standpoint. Hopefully they bring some guys in the building that know how to take advantage of whatever talent that we bring in the building, including the guys that we already have in Jeanty. So we'll see. But will he be like special?
He's not special.
I don't know, man. That's kind of harsh.
Oh man. Dang, how's Jeanty? I forgot about Woody Marks. Woody Marks is better than Jeanty. Woody Marks is better than Jeanty, bro. And he was like a sixth or seventh round pick, right? So yeah, but the thing is the thing is, you will remember those special plays. I remember the Chicago Bears run, and then he had a play against the Chargers where I think they threw him like a little outlet pass, and he had a crazy spin move, and then he got some yardage. Those are the two. Those are the two. Like, if you're a special player, you're going to have great individual efforts that people can say, "Oh man, that was you saw that? Oh my God!" Like that was you're gonna have highlight reel plays. He'll run over somebody, but like, bro, that's any bruising back can do that. Like, I'm not impressed by that, bro. Like, that doesn't impress me. Like, you got to do something that's special where you're gonna like do something that I haven't seen or that other people can't really do. That's like, oh my God, this is something that we couldn't have got this. Like, no, there's certain plays where it's like. So
what did you think of Marshawn Lynch? Because you said any bruising back can do that. So what did you think of like Marshawn Lynch and his play style at running back? Like
Marshawn had elusiveness too, though. Marshawn could dance on you too, and I think Marshawn I think is faster than Jeanty too, to be honest with you. But Marshawn could. But what made Marshawn so good is that not only could Marshawn dance on you and get out of there, but if that didn't work, okay, then I'm going to run you over. He can do both. Jeanty can't really do either, right? He can run over you sometimes, but then like there's times where he don't want no smoke.
But what made Marshawn special was his ability to be his physicality.
Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah, that's the main thing.
That's what made him special. But I hear what you're saying. Like he had that to his game too, as far as like he had some wiggle to him. But I'm just saying, like what made him special was his physicality. Like, man, like it didn't matter how physical certain teams were. Like he was going to first tackler was not going to get him down.
But how big is Marshawn compared to Jeanty though?
He's bigger,
like significantly bigger.
I mean, let me actually probably about like 5'10", 5'11". I don't think he's 6 foot or whatever.
I don't think he's like 5'10", like 230 something, right?
I think he's for sure bigger. He's big.
So it's like it's not going like I said, like Jeanty got tackled in the backfield by Cooper DeJean, bro. Like I don't want to hear this nonsense. One-on-one Cooper DeJean tackle you in the backfield. I don't want to hear shit about give this dude a chance. He ain't. Well, that should not happen, and not with his style of runner. Now, if he was like a speed back or something like that, okay, man, you get tackled in the backfield. I'm not expecting you, but bro, you were literally the guy that wrote an essay in the little sports thing, whatever. I forgot the name of it. The Players Tribune about draft the guy that can't tackle. Motherfucker, I see you get tackled all the time. I see you tackle yourself. I seen you literally catch a screen pass and just run out of bounds. I seen you not get out of the backfield on the screen pass. Like this is the stuff I'm like. I seen you run the wrong way on several plays. Like that is basic stuff that's like you can't be doing that, bro. As the 6th overall pick, like you got to be on point with all this stuff. Now where he has been much better at, and you see where there has been improvement, and you see he's a guy that works on his craft. Is his pass pro has been a revelation compared to from week 1 to week 2 to where it is now. I think he's gotten really good at it. But other than that, you haven't seen him really make any strides. The Eagles game was tough for him. The Eagles game, like I can't blame that one on Jeanty because they outside of the DeJean run, he really didn't have a lot of opportunities to do much of anything. But there has been several other plays, several other weeks where it's like, man, Jeanty, you have an opportunity to make a big play here, and you don't make it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just. I think he's just in a situation where like his opportunities are few and far in between. Like he has opportunities, but like when you don't have, like when you play with a bad offensive line, when you play with a bad offense, bad everything, then there's going to be opportunities, but they're going to be it's not going to be as much as an average offensive line, an average, supporting cast. I mean, like Brock Bowers, and then outside of Brock Bowers, like I mean, like it's just so many factors, and I'm willing to let it play out. I don't think Jeanty's gonna be a bad player. I don't see that from him, but we'll see.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think he's gonna be a bad. Like I said, I don't think. I've already said I think he's gonna be like a good player. Like I say all the time, David Montgomery. He's David Montgomery, where you put him in the right situation, he'll produce.
But then I have the right to reserve to change that good to very good and to possibly great, depending on how everything comes together. Hey, look, because there are certain players that right off the bat they're great. Right off the bat, like they're just great players. Brock Bowers is a perfect example. But then there's certain players that develop into becoming great. Max was a guy, for example, Max Crosby. He wasn't great right off the bat. As much as he was a fan favorite and he had 10 sacks and he wasn't great. He wasn't a great player. But he flashed. Obviously, he flashed. He had like that 5 sacks game that everybody remembers against the Bengals his rookie year. And he had 10 sacks that first year. We get it. You know what I mean? He flashed, obviously, but he wasn't a great player right back. He wasn't a great player right off the bat,
no,
right?
No.
But he developed into what he is now.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying with Jeanty. There's a possible chance he develops. Right now, I see good. I can see good. Do I see great? It's hard for me to say that right now. Yeah. But the reason why I say that is because I want to see it come together. Like I want to see some pieces. Let me see. All right, let me see let's see what an average offensive line. What can he do? Let's see what a better offensive scheme. What is it going to look like? What a better offensive line coach? Like I want to see that happen before I'm like, okay, yeah, this is where he's at. This is the best he's going to get. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I think Max is a bad example because where did Max finish on defensive player of the year that year?
Okay. It don't have to be Max. It don't have to be Max. It could be anybody that developed. My point is there's certain guys who develop into great players, and there's certain guys who are great right off the bat. And
yeah,
Jeanty, obviously, I would say he has a chance. I don't want to. It's just 1 year where everything is bad. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's even Brock Bowers. Even Brock Bowers is not. Brock Bowers couldn't even repeat his success. Yeah. That's how bad it is. Like Brock, and we know Brock Bowers is a great player. We know, and he can't even repeat his success from his rookie year. For a lot of different reasons. Obviously, he was hurt a little bit. But there was games where he wasn't even getting targeted. Like there were games where he wasn't even getting targeted.
Bro, Peyton Manning did not suck his rookie year. The team was bad. Peyton Manning still put up crazy numbers. He just threw a hell of a lot of picks. Like, so people always throw that out there. Peyton Manning didn't suck. His team was bad, and he threw a hell of interceptions. And he learned not to.
Drew Brees.
Drew Brees. Yeah, I guess you say Drew Brees.
I thought he was going to be trash, and he developed into Drew Brees early on. What he was with the Chargers early on, but when Saints Drew Brees, he developed into him being that great quarterback in the NFL, like a top 5 quarterback. But yeah, there's certain players who develop into being great, and there's certain players that are just day one. Myles Garrett, might as well just put him in the Hall of Fame like right now because it's just obvious where he's going. There's certain players that fit that category, and Brock Bowers is the guy. Like, man, day one, like we could see it. We can see it right off the bat. But then there's certain players, man, like they develop into that. And I'm not going to say Jeanty's not going to be that, but right now I see good. But once I see more pieces and everything just coming in, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, he's just going to be this. Or I'm like, okay, we're seeing a little bit of his skill set. Oh, okay, we can see now. We can see a maybe higher ceiling a little bit. Then we can project a little bit. Right now, I'm just at good. I'm where you at right now. I could just say, okay, I think he could be a good player. I know right now you're like, ain't no way he could be anything.
I'm like, great. I'm not seeing great at all. I can see good.
I'm not ruling it out. I'm not saying I'm seeing it. I'm just saying I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out yet. That's all.
I'm damn near ruling it out. I'm damn near ruling it out. Okay. I'm damn near ruling it out. I'm damn near ruling it out. Because he's going to be so dependent on everything around him. A
running back is by default going to be dependent on the things.
But you have to do some of it yourself. And I've seen several you have to you expect a running back to make. Like if you're really good, you make one guy miss. If you're very good, you make more than one guy miss. Like consistently, we see like we talk about Bijan. Like we see the stuff we see Bijan do, the stuff we see Jahmyr Gibbs do. Like it's like, oh my goodness, like Rob, these are really good players. Like like that's not Jeanty, bro. It's not something you're seeing from Jeanty. And these are guys that are in timeshares, right? Bijan is in timeshare without Jahmyr Gibbs in the timeshare. So it's not like they're not even really getting like as many opportunities or the share of carries as Jeanty gets.
Yeah.
So, and so Jeanty is getting all the carries exclusively, and he just ain't done nothing with any of them but one. You feel? So it's just like, I don't know, man. Like I said, Trevion over there breaking records.
We'll see, man. We'll see how it shakes out. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Hey, we about to get into our weekly NFL picks, man. It's that time, man. Let's go ahead and get to the NFL picks this week. So just to give y'all a quick recap of what happened last weekend, your boy had the best weekend of the season.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. I called upsets and I came through with my upsets.
I probably had the worst week. I probably had the worst week of the season for me.
Yeah. You were trying to go for you were trying to pick an upset every week, every game, but
it's sad stack SS for me, man. I'm just going.
I know.
See what these young guys can do.
So Severe, you went 7-8, 121, 84-1 is your overall record for the season. Like I said, bro, I went my best season. I saved my best for last, man. 13-2 last weekend. 132, 73-1 is my record for the season. Minted went 9-6.
Oh,
so I'm chipping away. I'm chipping away at that that lead right there. So his overall record right now is 137, 68-1. So he does have the lead by 5 games. So
man, bro, you picked up 4 games in 1 week though. Damn!
I told you, man. Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. This is what happened last year though. That's the messed up part. So I gotta keep my eye on the prize. But I don't know. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this on the screen? Are you sharing the pic? All right, cool. So let's get to the first game. NFL picks here. We got Philadelphia, Washington, divisional game. Obviously, Philadelphia coming off like a easy win against the Raiders, 31-0. We all know what happened. I think the Commanders won last weekend too. Yeah. That was actually one of my upsets that I like the Commanders. The Eagles are so unpredictable because they just. But I'm getting the Eagles on this one. Eagles. I think they get their mojo back from beating the Raiders. That's what teams do. They just get back on track. They get back on track, man. Who you got, Severe?
I'm going with the Eagles as well. I'm gonna play it straight up. Now that I'm officially just done. I'm just gonna play it straight up.
Oh man. Let's see what my guy Minted. All right, Minted's about to play it safe. All right, you about to play it safe this weekend. Let's see.
That's what happened to me though, man. That's what happened is that I started playing it safe down the stretch, I went into prevent defense, and then you damn near caught me.
Yeah. Yep, he went Eagles too. He went Eagles. Let's see. Eagles. All right, so we got Green Bay, Chicago. Let's see. Severe, who you got?
Man, with the Michael Parsons injury, I'm gonna go Chicago.
Yeah, no. Damn. This is a tough game though. Because I don't fully trust Chicago, but Green Bay's kind of having like a weird season where like defensively they've been good at times, but offensively, oh man, losing Parson must be huge. Is this in Chicago? This might be in Chicago. Let me see. Green Bay. I'm gonna go Packers. I don't trust the Bears. You said you got the Bears?
I got the Bears, yeah.
All right, cool. What's the chat talking about?
We got the House Junkies got Philadelphia in the first ones. Francis V got the Packers in this game.
Okay. All right.
Daryl Ezion got the Packers as well.
Damn. All right, so we got next game on I mentioned also went with the Bears, so I got the upset this weekend. Tampa Bay, Carolina. Damn, the coach just went on like a rant, just cussing out everybody in the media, or just cussing just.
Todd Bowles, yeah, he went up.
Yeah,
that's an old black guy moment right there.
He was just pissed. You could tell. Panthers. This is a weird game too, because Panthers are just kind of like unpredictable. Like 1 week they'll be like they'll win a game, and it's just kind of classic young inconsistent team. Damn, I think the Bucks get it on track this weekend. Bucks get on track. Let's see what Minta got this week. Let's see. He got Panthers. Who you got, Severe?
Yeah, I was actually gonna go with the Panthers.
Okay. All right, got another upset. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's actually a smooth one for you too.
Yeah.
And you ain't worry about me, bro. You just look at me. What the hell I'm doing, bro? That's like the Broncos checking, like let's see what the Raiders do against Texas on Sunday.
Man.
This is shits and gigs for me.
That's funny. Bills, Cleveland. Who you guys here?
Buffalo, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Buffalo, man.
Yeah, straight up.
Especially, man. I know we didn't talk about it. It was gonna be flag on the play. Especially Stefanski is a piece of shit, bro. He as a head coach, I don't know what he is as a person, as a human, as a father, but as an NFL head coach, he a piece of shit, bro. That's just straight piece of shit. The people who called him out on it said he put the wrong plays in the thing, and afterwards he tried to lie. So it was something smeared on there. Like, bro, the sideline reporter already said what it was. They have to change the paper. There's the wrong card in there. Like, bro, you a piece of shit.
Why did he do that though?
He's a piece of shit. Like some people just their own ego won't let them get out of their own way. He'd rather prove he was right on that and then actually win. And the season's done for them. So he'd rather prove he was right on.
He has to get fired though. I think he has
to get fired. He got to get
fired. Come on, bro. Like you're doing like weird dysfunctional things like that, bro. You got to go. And then like, hey, what's his name? He deserves to have someone that's like believes in him, bro. At the end of the day, so we got all right. So Mint, did he go with the? I think he went with the Browns. No, I'm just playing. He went Bills. All right. So we got Chargers, Dallas. Dallas, they're kind of eliminated. They ain't got nothing to play for, but they can be a sneaky little team here. Yeah, let me go Chargers. See what Minty got. Yeah, even Chargers too. You got Severe.
Oh man, it's a Chargers versus the Cowboys. The Cowboys, everybody knows, is my most hated team. Like I hate that team with a passion, a searing passion. I hate them more than any team in the league. I hate them more than the Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos. I hate that team. But I think I'm gonna go Dallas. I think I'm gonna go Dallas here. I think I'm gonna go Dallas. Chargers with expectations. I need to see more. You gotta prove it to me a little bit more.
I got you. All right. Got upset right here. Cowboys for the win here. We got Jets Saints. Draft implications here.
Yeah.
I hope the Jets win.
I do too.
Because then it guarantees the Raiders get like a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Saints kind of been on a roll, low key.
Shaq been playing pretty good.
Yeah. Shout out to ECG, man. That's his guy.
Yeah, that was my QB4 behind Dart. It was my QB3.
I mean, I'm going Saints. I think Saints probably win this one.
Ooh,
we got Severe.
Man,
I want the Jets to win though. I want the Jets to win. I can't pick the Jets. They're just
know what? I'll be a Huckleberry. I forgot what movies are from, but I'm gonna go with the Jets. They just fired their defensive coordinator, Steve Wilkes. I think there may be I think that means the head coach Aaron Glenn's gonna probably take a more prominent role defensively. Offense sucks, but I think they do enough. I think Breece Hall out there, Tyrod Taylor. I'm gonna go with the Jets, and that's more because I want the Jets to win, and I'm already losing, so it don't matter. I can do what I want to at this point. Yeah. I can root for what I want to root for.
Mint went with the Saints, so you got the upset on this one. Got the upset. Next game we got. What's the chat talking about?
What we got? My guy LS said Saints, but I pray the Jets pull it off. Make sure what if they tie? Hey, I think that's still better than a loss, and that's better than a loss. So if they tie, that's still good for us. That's still better in the percentages when it's calculated. A tie is higher than a loss, so that helps us out. So if they tie, oh, perfect. Trey Magnifique.
Damn.
Oh, my guy, Raider Smoke. He rolling with me. Jets in a close one.
Okay. We got Giants, Minnesota. Man, I really want the Giants to win this. Jackson Dart gets the game-winning touchdown. And the Giants lose. Man, if the Giants win this, the Giants and the Chiefs scare me the most.
The Chiefs scare me more than the Giants. I think the Giants gonna whip our ass.
Yes, because the Chiefs would like find a way to like lose, just to stick it to us.
Yeah.
So we don't get a number 1 pick. Like, but some deep down, I'm like, Minshew wants to get his revenge game.
Yeah.
And just stick it to the Raiders. And I would appreciate that. I would appreciate Minshew just having a career game against the Raiders.
I would appreciate Jeanty having a career game. But it ain't gonna happen.
That's funny. Oh man, because at the end of the day, this is all that matters, man.
Hey, it's the fastest to get paid. It's the fastest to get paid.
Pause.
Emotional damage.
That's been this season.
Oh, hold on. What? Oh yeah, this is you. This is
because it's the fastest who gets paid.
and it's the fastest who gets left.
All right, so Minnesota, I gotta go Vikings. I want the Giants to win, though. I really do. I hope I'm wrong on this one. Let's see. Let's see what we got.
Minnesota.
Yeah, for sure. This is gonna be easy. Easy. Yep, Vikings. Vikings was my upset pick last week too. Y'all went with who y'all go against? Was it Vikings versus who they play last week?
Was the Packers?
Was it the Packers? No. McCarthy been playing cool.
Yeah, two games, he been playing good. I thought the first game was a fluke.
Kevin O'Connell, bro, he has the right mindset, bro. He really believes in like QB development. Like he wants to, like we all know that he's a great play caller, great offensive mind, but like I've just heard his thoughts on like QB development, like how he thinks that part of the reason why a lot of these quarterbacks fail is because the organization fails them.
Yeah.
Before anything.
I mean, JJ McCarthy's in the best situation in the league, bro.
Yeah.
You got Justin Jefferson.
Because he needs that type of patience. Like he needs that type of patience in order for him to be, successful. So, and that's the thing too. That like kind of changed my perspective on like quarterbacks getting drafted in the NFL now. Like if it's like a project or if it's like, oh, he needs to be developed, I'm kind of scared of those guys. Because the NFL doesn't want to develop quarterbacks.
No, it's not. Yeah,
they want guys to hit the ground running right away.
But know why the NFL doesn't want to develop quarterbacks?
Job security.
Exactly. Exactly.
And Tom Brady was spot on, bro. That's what Tom Brady was talking about. How like he broke down like how the way quarterbacks get developed nowadays, and really it comes down to like a lot of coaches, they care about winning more than developing the position. So they're just doing things that only, enhance what they do, but don't develop what they need to do long term, like winning from the pocket and all that type of stuff. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Chiefs, Tennessee. Who you got, Sabir?
I don't think I picked the other game.
Oh yeah, I just assumed you picked the Vikings. Is Vikings or Giants? You got to go Giants.
I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm very close because I just feel JJ McCarthy gonna turn back into a pumpkin one of these days. I just don't know which game it is.
Well, this is like the Giants are like a weird matchup where they're like their defensive line, like if they can get.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said they're gonna whip our ass, bro. Like Dexter Lawrence Dexter Lawrence by himself is gonna dominate the game, and we can't do a shit offensively. We got 75 yards of offense against the Eagles, bro.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah.
I told people about Kenny Pickett too. They thought the shit was gonna be all rosy. It was like,
oh, you remember when he got traded to Raiders? I was like so disgusted. I was like, come on, bro. Like
I was pissed about it.
That right there, that's the worst. If you want to talk about spy tech move, that was a terrible trade.
Yeah,
terrible.
And that's when I really started shitting on Pete Carroll because he traded for a guy that ran from competition. He's supposed to be Mr. Compete, and they traded a 5th round pick for a guy that ran from competition in Pittsburgh.
So do you think Pickett was a Pete Carroll move, or do you think that was a spy tech move?
I don't know. That's trading a 5th round pick for a backup quarterback just on a 1-year deal. Seems like that's I don't know. I mean, it seems more like a win now type situation.
Like it was motivated by like Pete Carroll wanting to get someone behind Geno.
Yep, just in case. And they wanted a capable like starting because remember he's like Cam Miller. He's years away. Like like how often do your backup quarterback really play? So like rarely for the most part. So
yeah,
you wanted a guy that can come in immediately that had NFL starting experience, and it costs us a 5th round pick.
Yeah, man. So we got Chiefs and Titans. Who you got, Severe?
Gardner Minshew, man.
I hope the Titans win this game.
You know what? I'm actually gonna go Titans. Man. I think the wind is kind of out of the sails of the Chiefs. after losing Patrick like that. I think the Titans, I think they get a little spunky. Get a little spunky. I think they beat the Chiefs. So my guy Raider Smoke, Raider Smoke with the $2 super chat. Off topic, but can Al Michaels retire already? Man, Al Michaels got a lifelong contract, bro. He got a lifelong contract. He ain't going nowhere,
bro. He's hanging on.
Man, real quick, I just asked Raider Smoke, did you see our potential future #1 overall pick, Fernando Mendoza, with the greatest receiver in the history of the NFL, Tim Brown? Did you see that? Did you see that, Raider Smoke?
Oh man, hey. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's inside right there. But as far as Titans, Chiefs, damn, I want the Titans to win this.
Smoke said, "No, I didn't. No, I don't care."
I got the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Let's see. Minted. Who'd he go with? Oh, he went Titans.
I'm telling you, like, it's sneaky, man. My God, LS said Al Michaels got the Deuce Green contract. They'll both expire before the contracts too.
Oh, he said they'll both expire before the contract expire. Yeah. That's dark right there. That's dark, but I love it though.
For sure.
That is hilarious. That is crazy. Who said that?
LS.
You're crazy for that.
Yes, my guy DC said shout out to LS with the $2 super chat. Shout out to LS and Black Cell Sports. Yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to everybody pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We got Cincinnati, Miami. Ooh, Dolphins are kind of on a roll. Cincinnati kind of out of it, but they got shut out by the Ravens.
Yeah. Ravens want their get back though. Yeah,
and I think Burrow, he hates losing. He's gonna find a way to win.
Who was that? Raiders Smoke. He said him and that Mexican ball boy guy with the Raiders. Who is that? Mexican ball boy guy. Who is this? I'm about to find this dude. I gotta see who this Mexican ball boy is.
Let's see. Who did Vincent go with? Oh, he went Dolphins.
Oh, Dolphins. I'm going Cincinnati because I think the Dolphins are starting Quinn Ewers, and everybody knows how I feel about Quinn Ewers. They started Quinn Ewers over Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is apparently mad about that too.
That boy is good.
Is that how you feel about Quinn Ewers?
That's how you know they. I think Mike McDaniel's safe, and you know they going full SS now.
Possibly, but I think Miami lost last game, and then I don't know if they're benching their starting quarterback, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think Mike McDaniel's. I think if he was trying to fight for wins to make it look like more competitive or have finished the year with a better record, I think he'd go with Tua. The fact that they're like, hey, we're skipping over Zach Wilson, who's been the backup all year, going to Quinn Ewers, who's more of a future than Zach Wilson. I think that's an SS situation.
Oh, you went Bengals, right?
You went Bengals, yeah.
Okay. You went Bengals. All right, man. We got what's the chat talking about?
Somebody said they said Xavier said Tua's out. Yeah, he is out. Francis V said Bengals gonna smoke him.
Yeah, I think they're gonna respond.
He said Miami drafting Ty Simpson. Well, that'd be a fit.
I'm staying away from that.
Rookie QB that can't move. NFL, yeah, true. Quinn Ewers Quinn Ewers might be mentally challenged. He might be for real mentally challenged.
Damn. Oh man, you went for that man. So
Hank Schrader said Tua and Mike McDaniels to the Raiders. You know what? If it was a 1-year deal with Tua and it brought Mike McDaniels as our OC, I'll take that. I'll deal with the year Tua to get Mike McDaniels in here as the OC because
they would still have to draft Mendoza if they had a number 1 pick.
Yeah,
they'd have to take him. Yeah, for sure. They had like hell no. I Tua is, whew, that he's depressing. Atlanta and Arizona. Who you got, Severe?
Captain Kirk, he been playing not too bad. Bijan doing this thing too.
Yeah, Arizona kind of sneaking up a little bit.
Yeah, I need Arizona to get another win though. But I'm gonna go Atlanta. I do want Arizona to get another win though, but I don't think it's gonna be this week. The Atlanta defense is still good. And Pierce, bro, look, I know they gave up that first round pick to get him, but he worked that motherfucker. He worked that motherfucker.
Yeah, he balling. Yeah, I got the Falcons too. And
chat dying. Lalo says the Atlanta. Francis V says Atlanta. Smoke said Atlanta too.
They dying. Jacksonville, Denver. Let's see who Minton went with. He went with the Jags.
My guy DC said he thinks Tyree is mentally challenged. You know what? I've long talked about that, bro. Tyree, bro. You see Tyree doing practice, he be out in the field, like wandering off away from drills. Everybody else doing drills, Tyree's just off somewhere, just like wandering. like, what are you doing?
He's just, man, just got a different personality. I don't know, man. It is what it is. Mint got Jags this week against the Broncos. Denver. Man. I just don't believe in Denver, but they find ways to win games. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And their last game was probably like an impressive win too. One of their most impressive wins. But who was it against? It was like they won like 34-20. I was surprised they won too. I think I picked against them. That's one of my losses.
I think I picked against them too.
No. That was one of your upsets.
No, it was not. It was not. Who was it?
It was your upset. It was let me see.
Who was it? Was a good. No, it was a good team too. Was the Bills? No, it wasn't the.
It was the Packers. It was the Packers.
Okay, it was the Packers. Okay, there you go.
It was Packers.
Like, it was a good. But it was a good team.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Bills beat the Patriots. Because Trevion scored that clutch touchdown by himself. The running lane was blocked off, and he made a play, ran outside, and turned on the Jets. That's how you create.
Yeah, it's Liam Coleman's been in his bag too. Especially since they got Jacoby Myers in the building. And oh man. Yeah, I'm going Jaguars. I can't.
LS said is Denver the worst 2-12 team ever. Quite possibly, bro.
It's the worst.
I don't think they're good at all, bro. I really don't think they're good. They just be they are the We Believe Warriors.
You know what it is, LS and everybody watching, bro. It's the NFL. NFL has been bad this year overall. It's been bad. It's been bad. Like there's no like it's. I know there's a lot more parity, but it's been a lot of bad football. And Denver is not a good 12-2. they're not I know they've won 12 games, 2 losses. I get it. They at the end of the day, they won the games and they won enough games. They won games, but it's just I don't know, man. When you watch them play, I don't get that like the Chiefs. When the Chiefs are 12-2, like man, you know, like
good.
Oh, you know they're gonna be in the hunt for the Super Bowl. I don't feel the same way with Denver. I feel like Denver's gonna lose in the first round. Oh, they might get a first round bye. I mean, they're 12-2, so
yeah, they're gonna win. They might be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Yeah,
they are like sneaking their way into the playoffs. Like it's crazy.
Francis V said Broncos defense gets picks here. Sun don't shine in Colorado in December.
Oh yeah, you got the Broncos or Jags?
I'm gonna go with Jacoby and the Jags, baby. Jacoby and the Jags.
Yeah, Liam Cohen.
Stick Riley Moss and Jacoby Myers if you want to. They got to put. I think they got to put Surtain on Brian Thomas if he's back out there. Trey said Tyree do look a little off, yeah, man. Tyree's not a real person, bro. He's never taken a picture where he does not make in the strangest face I've ever seen in my life. Every picture, bro. It's like every single picture, this dude looks like weird. Like, bro, what's with your face?
Yeah, he's just like hella like wandering off, thinking about something else. He's like, what am I gonna eat after the game? Like, what am I gonna do?
Red Smoke, but did I lie, Red Smoke? Did they not block off the running lane? Did he not have to fake the guy inside and cut it outside? It was a clutch touchdown to give his team the lead. Second 50-yard plus touchdown of that game. It's clutch stuff right there. That's special right there. Man, must be nice. Must be nice.
So we got Pittsburgh, Detroit. Man, both 8-6. I'm going Detroit, man. I'm going Detroit. But this is Mike Tomlin time.
I think Pittsburgh burned me. I picked against them last week. I think this will burn me.
I know. That was I think that was my upset pick too. Actually, hold up. Was it? Nah. I think you picked against Detroit. Me and Mint.
I think I picked against Pittsburgh and they got me.
Oh yeah. You picked against Pittsburgh last week.
Yeah.
And me. I think me and Mint picked the Steelers last week. Yeah, I'm gonna go Lions this week, bro. I'm gonna go Lions. Who you got?
I'm gonna go Lions too, man. I'm gonna go Lions too.
You know what's crazy? Dan Campbell's calling plays.
He's calling offense. I mean, yeah.
He's not doing a bad job.
He's an offensive guy. He played tight end in the NFL.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense, but still kind of impressive because he's like a CEO type coach.
Exactly.
I guess Vrabel kind of did the same thing with the Titans when Todd Downing was the OC, and it was predictably, bad on offense for the Titans until it was like, you know what? Let's Vrabel took over play calling and started just handing the ball off to
Derrick Henry,
and he went crazy.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, because people said it was Vrabel that didn't want to play, that wasn't playing Derrick Henry. It was he kept giving the ball to Deion Lewis, and that's a lot of Patriots fans were saying like that's what they were doing with Trevion this year. They kept giving the ball to Ramondre Stevenson instead of Trevion. It's like, yeah, we've seen this movie before. And now, as soon as you started giving the ball to the obviously, great talent, oh wow, like, that guy produces. Isn't that a coincidence?
Yeah, man. But Vrabel doesn't even have an offensive background.
No.
So that was kind of different that he was able to pull
that off. Remember Bill Belichick stepped in and was quarterbacks coach for Tom Brady, installing the offensive game plans.
Yeah, but it was kind of unorthodox because it was crazy because Tom said the QB coach died.
Yeah.
And then like what he would do was he would meet with Bill Belichick and they just would go over like defenses and how to break them down, and like that's just it. That was just like a weird. I don't know. It's It's crazy. It's crazy how everything worked out, but it just ended up being the greatest situation.
Yeah. I mean,
they like that we've seen in this generation. Obviously, like they went to like 6-7 Super Bowls together. So
yeah, they went to they went to
they went more. I think they went more because they lost like 2.
9 or 10. Yeah, it went 9 or till 9 or 10.
Damn, bro, that's a lot.
Yeah, it went to 9, or I think they went to 9. So they lost to the Giants twice,
and they went. So they went to like 8. They went to 8.
With 8
together, and then like Brady went to
with the Bucks. He went to one with the Bucks.
So Brady went to at least 9.
Yeah,
because he won one with obviously them, and then after that he lost in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he didn't get to Super Bowl. So yeah, Brady went to 9, but he went to 8 with Bill
Belichick.
Yep. So man, hey, the game of the week, man. Texans Raiders.
Ooh.
This might be, I'm gonna say 24-3. 24-3. Texans. Who you got, Severe?
I'm gonna say 34-0 Texans by flawless fatality.
Damn, 2 weeks straight not scoring a point. That's disturbing.
Bro, we couldn't even get 100 yards, bro. Oh, but no, hey, scratch that. Actually, you know what? We are gonna get. This is gonna be Dome Geno. It's Geno in the Dome. I saw 34-3. 34-3.
Okay.
You get Dome Geno this week.
And let's see. Okay. Mint has them Texans. He has Texans 31-13.
You got him scoring multiple times against this defense.
Probably garbage points.
Yeah, bro. It gotta be
garbage points. All right, so Texans all across the board. What's the chat talking about, man? I know they talking about.
I said my guy sent DC. Yes, has super chat, $2 super chat. Mendoza Moore Simpson. That is my order. Oh my God, Daryl Azian, the smartest guy in the chat. Trevion Henderson has the natural talent for a running back. Man, this guy knows ball. This guy knows ball. They still hate no. Yeah, Vrabel letting McDaniels run the offense though. I don't think he gets in his. Oh no, he definitely don't get in his way. Definitely don't get in his way.
Oh no,
definitely.
I think the reason why Vrabel ended up going to the Patriots, because I think there might have been some interest to him coming to the Raiders, but I think it's because he wanted McDaniels at OC, and he knew that he couldn't have it at Vegas, so he was like, oh, and obviously, come on, Drake May. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
That's the big reason.
Xavier Foster said 41-6. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Imagine winning this game somehow. That's like imagining me. That's like me imagining Jeanty as an elite running back. I tell y'all, bro, I'm gonna shoot on like all this nonsense y'all talking. I'm gonna shoot on Jeanty until this motherfucker proves it. He better be Barry motherfucking Sanders. I'm gonna shoot on this motherfucker until then.
All right, man. We got Patriots, Ravens this week. Severe, who you got?
Patriots, Ravens. Ooh, I am going. The Ravens had a get right game, but I'm not betting against Trigger Trey. I'm not betting against Trigger Trey. Drake May and Trigger Trey, baby. I'm going with the Patriots.
I'm going Ravens, man. They need
the Colts. Are they a college team now?
Colts?
Look at the. You seen the screen?
Oh, my bad.
That logo. I'm on the money.
Oh,
Raider Smoke got the Raiders. Got 2017. I think that's for the Texans though.
Oh, Texans. Yeah, it kind of looks kind of weird.
Francis said Geno and Texans and Geno's career here. Yeah, it's gonna get spooky for Geno Smith. It's gonna get spooky for you. This is a Browns repeat game. Yeah, except they got 2 guys. Like the Browns had 1 guy, really. They got 2 guys.
Man, with the Patriots, 49ers, Colts. Let's see when he went 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers. Colts are beat the hell up.
Yeah, I'm going 49ers too. Who you got?
Yeah, man, it's a crazy turn of events for the Colts, man. Crazy. They were on their way to being one of the best teams in the league.
You know what sucks too is that like Anthony Richardson, bro. Like this is.
Yeah, they fuck with Anthony Richardson. They're not.
You know he's hurt.
He's hurt. He's at the orbital bone, right?
That's hella bad luck, bro.
But somebody, I don't know how true this is or not. Somebody said he's low key being cleared to play, but they just not going to bring him back. I don't know how true that is.
Nah, so he had the broken orbital bone or whatever that he had surgery on like a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago. They said that it wouldn't be a fully healed until after the season, and it was like so bad he couldn't see out of it. So the problem is physically he's fine. It's his vision.
His vision. Okay.
It's his vision. But like he's been cleared to play. And like Steichen says, like right now, like Phillip Rivers is a starter, but like we're gonna test him out. We're gonna see because come on, Phillip Rivers he's dead. Like he's like his arm. Like come on, man. Like that was one of those. That's one of those like Hail Mary, like trying to find a way to like get some type of quarterback play. You know, it's someone that he trusts or whatever.
But out there looking all bloated and shit. I'm like, come on,
yeah, man. But
man,
people they love the story though. They love the story. Like he came back. Oh man,
yeah.
Everybody talking about him basically beating the system, getting an extra 5 years of health insurance and all that type of stuff. But
Phillip Rivers look like it look like it's that guy that he be in all the movies. He always plays like some racist dude, except he's in Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like the only show that's the only movie he's in. He wasn't racist. Because he played the blue. What's the dude name? It's a Whistler or something like that. The dude in Guardians of the Galaxy with the blue thing.
Yeah, you talking about oh boy. Yeah. You talking.
Yeah, that's who Phillip Rivers look like. But he's everything he's in. He's always racist. Like, bro, you just like
what other movie was he in?
I can't think. I mean, what else was he in? Was he in Prison Break? No, that might not have been him. But he's always playing some racist dude. But the dude from Prison Break always plays a racist dude too. I forgot that dude been in some other stuff too. But
you seen that show Prison Break?
I think he's in he's in Sons of Anarchy. I think that's the other show he was in. He's a white guy in a biker gang. Obviously racist, right? It's like, that goes without saying.
No, but I'm trying to think of he was in Prison Break?
I don't know. Now I might be confusing. He might not be in Prison Break, but there's another guy in Prison Break that's the same, where he's like he always plays like he always plays a white supremacist. Like I don't know.
Did you watch him? Did you watch that after the first season?
Bro, I never watched that show. I only seen like I only seen like clips and breakdowns of the show. I never really watched that show.
Oh, it was like the first season was cool, but after the first season, it was wild. They lost me after the first season. I was like, damn, it's hella.
Yeah, there you go, Yandu. Yeah, Yandu. There you go.
Yeah, Yandu.
Yeah, right as fuck. You know I'm right. He do look like that dude, don't he? Oh yeah, he was, bro. He was in Walking Dead too.
I couldn't keep up with Walking Dead, man. I just seen like a couple episodes and walked away. Like it's too much. But I know they got a huge following too.
Oh yeah, that show is like they got all kind of spinoffs and everything.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Is Michael Roker? I gotta look it up now. I don't even know the dude's name. He always plays like bro, you typecast like a mug, bro. I was like, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah. But he kind of stepped outside his box though on
Guardians.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, who'd you pick out of the 49ers and Colts?
Oh, it's 49ers. It's 49ers. Yeah, I feel bad for my guy. I feel bad for Jonathan Taylor. He's on his way to an MVP season too. Man, it's the coach, man. Like the Daniel Jones, and then
they started 7-0, bro, and they're 8-6.
Then the Sauce Gardner thing, it's crazy. And we was just bigging up Shane Steichen. Like, yeah, man, Shane Steichen. And now it's like, looking kind of spooky for you, brother.
Yeah. Let me go back to regular.
Yeah, especially after those trades, it might be spooky for him and the GM.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, man, but we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Great show, great conversation, great comeback. We back. We're gonna be back to our regular scheduled programming, man. 50-50 show next Tuesday. Obviously, around the Shield next week. We need to get a guest, man. We need to get a guest for it's been super busy, but we need to get someone to come on, chop it up, because I know sometimes we need a little different perspective. Come on the show and we can bounce off ideas and just different point of views, and we can just
this is the truth. That's facts, man. Coach owner went from Superwoman to Mark Davis in a month. They ain't writing them puff pieces on there no more. Right?
All I'm saying, bro, like right now, she's not gonna be under fire. But if they like, let's say if they start losing, and then she's over there like in the sideline listening to the thing and writing down, people are gonna be looking at that like, what are you doing? Like, why are you adding value to the team by doing that? But it is what it is, man. But we appreciate everybody coming through. Anybody watching the replay, definitely make sure to leave a comment and let us know how you feel about the show, things that were said, the conversation. We talked about a lot, man. We talked about the ownership. We talked about, Jeanty was obviously a topic of hand. Pete Carroll, a lot of, we were right and you guys were wrong. You know what I mean? Hey, people in the chat are watching us, y'all was with us. You know what I mean? Some of y'all weren't, but and some of that was directed at y'all. So just we had to let y'all know.
Facts.
But we talked about the state of some of these quarterbacks staying in school, entering the transfer portal, guys that we kind of were hoping to get into the draft. Now we're like, man, it kind of makes it looking at different. You're now looking at it from a perspective of like it's Mendoza or nothing.
Exactly.
Meaning number one pick or nothing. So hopefully the Raiders can figure that out. But Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look for, do all that good stuff.
We got some suggestions real quick. Lalo says bring in someone for like a segment on ESPN or something. Get Dante on the show, Dante ECG. We might do that.
For sure.
And no Raider Smoke. I did not see the Diddler doc. I did not see that. I already knew what type of time 50 Cent was going to be on, bro, so I didn't even watch it. But you guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, XIG, everywhere. The Severe Raider. I'm here Tuesdays and Thursdays, most Tuesdays. We've been having some technical difficulties the past 2 weeks, but we're going to be back and better than ever. Tuesdays and Thursdays is my guy, PharoahNFL, and 50-50 show and Around the Shield. Make sure y'all hit those notifications for the 50-50 show's triumphant return this Tuesday. And then Sundays and Wednesdays, my guy 805 and Chris from Protect the Shield in the Raider War Room. And then, Mondays, I'm coming at y'all, man, with, that raw and uncut, straight fire, every Monday. So holla at your boy.
Yes, sir. And then also, I forgot, man, make sure to follow Around the Shield on IG and on X for your latest Raider news, memes, podcast clips, you name it. You'll find it there, man. Up-to-date Raider stuff, man. So definitely don't forget to give us a follow there on X and on IG, Around the Shield. And if you want to reach us to let us know about, any flags on the play. Because y'all haven't – there's been plenty of flags on the play the last couple of weeks. We just haven't, we haven't been, on the last couple of weeks on 50-50 show. But if you guys find something that is hilarious, something that you guys want to share during the show – and then another thing too, we'll bring back the phone lines next week too. So phone lines will be open for the 50-50 show. So definitely tune in And if you guys want to chop it up and call in, obviously let us know your thoughts on the season, what the Raiders need to do next, the off season, how it needs to look, all that good stuff, man. Let us know.
Somebody told me this. I haven't looked it up. Somebody told me about this. Leo. Everybody, that loves Cheetah Linus, Leo. Go make sure y'all head over and follow him as well. He told me, I haven't watched it yet though. He's like, man, Severe. He's like, don't even watch it. Don't waste your time. But now I'm curious. Now I gotta watch it.
Nah, the funniest song was the song by it was a Saints fan.
Bro, LS, come on, bro. Come on, bro. It's me. You don't even call it. Bro. Don't even call it.
Wait, hold up. LS, you got an accent? Oh, he's
from Australia. He's from
Australia. Okay, he got that. That's clean though. Australia accent. Come on, man.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, but come on, bro.
No. Severe about to be laughing.
You're down, man.
Come on, man. Severe about to be laughing.
The first thing, caught out a knife. That's the first thing I'm asking. You caught out a knife.
Crockett, you know what I mean? Nah, man, you gotta call in, man. Hey, you gotta call in. I know you got some thoughts about the team, man. You be here. Come on, bro. You got to, bro.
I already said, man, I'm gonna set something up. Everybody that's my channel member, I'm gonna send out like I'm gonna set up I'm gonna set up like a members only chat where I'm gonna send out the link to all the members, man. So get everybody that want to hop, anybody that wants to hop in, and be on cam and actually kind of chop it up, man. So I'm gonna set that up, man.
Yes, sir, man.
To the G Day, mate. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Australian people are cool, man. All the Australian people I've ever met have been cool. Been cool as hell.
Nah, for sure, man. So yeah, call in, man. It don't matter where you from. Just at the end of the day, man, when we do the call-in show, just keep it respectful, man. It's YouTube, man. They gonna hate on us. We want to make sure we keep doing this show. So if you want to keep it like G-rated, as far as the language and stuff like that. But yeah, call in, joke, clown. We gonna have a good time, man. We gonna keep it respectful on our end, and we expect the same from y'all, man. So just be on the lookout for that phone number that's we gonna release on just like I think we had it a couple weeks ago. It was good, man. People called in. It was a great show. So hopefully we'll be able to repeat the same good show. So 50-50 show. Be on the lookout next Tuesday. Are you watching the game?
Hank Schrader. I'm watching the game. But Hank Schrader, much like the offensive line and defensive line, Jeanty wouldn't be able to get through. He wouldn't be able to get through. Call it if you want to, dog. He ain't able to get through.
Man, imagine Jeanty calls in. I mean, how would that conversation go?
That's what I said. It's like the offensive and defensive line. He ain't gonna be able to get through.
Bro, but hey, look, at the end of the day, man, we appreciate everybody supporting the show, everybody coming through, man. Just all we ask for is just to definitely hit that like button. As we like to say, clock in at this point, clock out. Clock in. If it's your first time viewing us, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also hype the video. It's a new thing too as well. You can just go ahead and hype the video. It helps with supporting the channel and supporting the show. So yeah, man, we appreciate everybody coming through, man. Any last thoughts, Severe, before you head out? Then you know what I told Severe? I told Severe before we got on. This is what I told Severe. Hey, we about to do an hour. We about to get in and out. We about to do an hour, bro. We're just gonna do an hour. We've been doing this 3 hours, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Time be flying, but no, that tells you though, man. We having a great conversation. We going back and forth. We see everybody in the chat commenting, so it kind of adds to the conversation. And like time goes by like that. We used to start off by like back in the day. We'd be like, hey man, how are we gonna get to an hour of just talking about the team? You know what I mean? We're done after like 15, 20 minutes and we're just done. But now we can have conversation like this really easy. And it's because of y'all coming through and leaving comments and all that good stuff. Hank Schrader says, I'm going to try and rage bait Tyra Wilson.
Yeah, doing an hour show is like Jeanty rush 100 yards. Might happen once in a season.
Damn.
I'm gonna start calling Jeanty Prawn now. That's I would say. I add something else to the lexicon. So that's Jeanty from now on be known as Prawn.
Man, if Jeanty start balling, man, I just hopefully y'all just acknowledge that. I just want y'all to acknowledge it, bro.
I get the likes up with the likes up on both channels, man. If he starts balling, like I said, I mean, hey, I give my guy. I gave Tommy Eichenberg credit and for the Eagles game. So if I can give Tommy Eichenberg credit, I give anybody credit.
Yeah. Oh man, and I seen somewhere where the Eagles set a new record, team record.
Oh yeah, for like the least point or least yardage allowed in the game or something like that.
78 yards, the least in a Super Bowl era for the Eagles.
Yeah, like the least since it was our lowest. I think it was our lowest offensive total since like 1950 or something like that.
That's crazy. That's
sure
crazy.
Glad Chip Kelly's out of here.
Yeah, job ain't done yet, man. You already know that.
Sure, it's actually.
Damn, Smoke, man. You that was a low blow, man. Deuce is one of our supporters too. Come on, man. But yeah, man. Yes, Smoke, call in next week too, man. Call in next Tuesday, man. We're gonna have a number. Call in, chop it up. We're gonna make sure we're gonna have stuff to talk about. Obviously, the Raiders on their way to hopefully getting a number 1 pick. Hopefully they lose another one. So I'm hoping the Texans beat the shit out the Raiders, man. The Texans beat their ass, and then after that, the Giants. After that, the Chiefs. Like you said, the Chiefs and the Giants really, they scare me the most. Those are the 2 games that scare me.
The Chiefs scare me. The Giants, I'm worried about.
Because of Minshew. Is it Minshew?
Yeah, I think they're just so bad, and they have just nothing. They have really nothing to play for at all. Nothing at all. The Giants still got like a bunch of young guys on there. I think they want to,
It's still an Andy Reid coach team, though.
Yeah, true.
Compared to a Raiders elderly.
Yeah. True.
I mean, even though Reid is up there in age too, but it's just Reid that's his team. You know what I mean? That's like the team that he's been coaching.
I'm just thinking about so you bringing up Reid. I remember everybody preseason was like, Pete Carroll might be the best, most healthiest coach in the AFC West. You see Andy Reid, he's putting on the pounds, and Jim Harbaugh just had hip surgery. Where's all that talk now?
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild, man. But we appreciate everybody pulling up, man. We'll definitely see y'all next week. As far as the game, I missed my first game last week too, by the way. The Eagles, I missed that game.
Oh, you didn't watch it?
First game of the season. Yeah. I watched the replay, but
that was like the quickest game, bro. I watched that. I wasn't paying full attention, but this game was over quick. We couldn't move the ball, so it was over fast.
Yeah. I watched the replay, and it was just hard to it's hard to watch replays, bro, for me, to be honest with you.
You watch the short version, it's cool. I usually try to catch some of the all 22. All 22 only be like an hour and something for the most part too. So, but I usually watch it at like half speed, so it's longer than that. But, yeah, but it was like that game was over quick. It was like you didn't even the condensed version. I forgot the condensed version might have been less than an hour. It was something crazy.
Yeah, I try to watch the replay, but it was just, it was ugly. Just knowing, imagine watching something that is going to be terrible, like 31-0. At least if you're watching you missed a game and it was like an overtime thriller, or it's 24, oh damn, or Jeanty had a good game, or this player had a good game. Okay, how did he have a good game? I want to see how everything played out. There's nothing for me to look forward to. It was just more about how do they get their ass? How did the Eagles dismantle them? I mean, we all know what it was, but
that's without Jalen Carter too.
Without Jalen Carter, it is what it is, bro. All right, y'all, man. We up out of here, man. I think it's on you, Severe. I think
it's on me.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. See y'all Tuesday. Peace.